I
Everybody's
did.
playing that damn Call of Duty game.
Huh?
Dude, everyone's playing that damn Call of Duty game.
Oh man, fuck Call of Duty.
I only heard the zombies was cool.
That's the only thing that literally saved Black Ops. I think it was Black Ops, yeah, Black Ops 1 and 2. That's the only thing everybody played it for.
That's a shame.
Other than that, yeah, that's the only thing that made it fun. You know, aside from playing with your friends and kill streaks.
Lame.
Yeah. But like, the only joy you get out of that is sending dogs after people, driving a little remote control car with a bomb attached to it and fucking up somebody's day. Driving a little remote control current, you know, likes, all that other bullshit.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. I already used to play with my friend, but I used to snipe from a distance and just kill people and headshot them.
I think the only time I actually played Call of Duty, like, heavy, was, like, the very first Call of Duty. Only because my cousins were, like, super into it, so they would, every time I go to my uncle's house, we, like, always game together. It's, like, the only time I actually got involved. Well, yeah, the only thing they played was Call of Duty all the fucking time.
That's literally what my cousins did all the time. It's like, you know, they don't want to play Street Fighter, they don't want to play tag games, they don't want to do none of that shit everybody's playing this generation. They just want to play Call of Duty. They're like, I don't want to play a fucking one-person shooter. Fuck that. I'm sick of those.
The only one I will play is Doom. Yeah, that's actually.
Yeah, but I mean, that's Doom. They get to pass. That's cool.
Never played it.
Truth be told, everybody is playing Doom. Like, it's literally everywhere now. And I'm like, holy fuck, now it's everywhere.
You should play it, it's fun.
I will.
Eventually.
No. Cause like, if it's, I've seen you play it, and it's literally fucking everyone, I was like, okay, I'm literally missing something. Cause I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's fun for being a first-person shooter.
Hmm?
But it's fun, even if it's a first-person shooter, it's fun.
Oh. Very true. Well, I can't say shit yet, but yeah. But nah, it's like, that's how it was back when I first played it. It's like, they would play my Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, Killzone. That's all they literally would play. It's just, like, nigga, go play something else, damn.
I guess a lot of people just play those for the multiplayer.
Yeah, but I mean, like, play something everybody can learn how to play and pick up easy. Oh.
I mean, those games aren't hard to pick up, though. You just have to have interest in them for you to actually pick them up. Like, Call of Duty isn't hard at all, I just don't have any interest in it. But
that's exactly my problem, too, because I remember, like, every time I would play it, considering I never went over there and played those types of games with them all the time, they didn't, and since they lived like 5 minutes apart from each other, I consider they were really playing all the damn time. So it's like, you know, he doesn't know how to use this. He doesn't know, so we can't have as much fun as we did, you know?
I got you. Oh,
so
Ignis! Oh, a baby! I have missed thee.
I know, he's coming back December.
I know, but he's gonna break my heart.
Oh, God. He don't deserve
I don't
to.
care. I love you, Ignis.
Alright, Brian, you want to go ahead with the intro?
Sure. Let me get it. Let me get all revved up and shit.
Hola, Bumblebee. Bonjour. ¿Cómo estás?
Really?
¿Cómo estás?
Do you want to do the intro?
No, I just said hi in 4 different languages.
Alright. Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to another stream. You have me, it is Brian, and with us we have Judy and Gary playing Final Fantasy 15, which is kind of a surprise because I thought he'd be playing something like Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Because I don't know, I guess it really felt like it. But anyways, we got a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and dive right in.
All right, before we get started, there are a few things that I kind of want to discuss beforehand. First and foremost, well, the reason that I'm playing Final Fantasy 15 is because Final Fantasy 15 Comrades comes out on, I believe, Tuesday. So I think that's what Judy and I will be streaming that together starting next weekend. So I kind of wanted to get back and kind of get familiar with the controls again. So that's why I chose to play that over Uncharted. Number two, we are going to be going into a Persona 5 review, and there are going to be some spoilers that are going to be part of this review. So if you haven't played Persona 5 yet, or you're playing it right now, I would advise that you not watch this stream. Or you can watch it at some point, I guess later on if you want to come back to it. But if you're playing it or plan on playing Persona 5, there are going to be spoilers in this stream. So just letting you know beforehand. I mean, hopefully if no one comes in and then we're talking about it, and you know, but we're letting you know up front, you know, there will be spoilers in that.
Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah, viewer discretion advised, no doubt. A couple other things. There are some sales that are going on through Best Buy, GameStop, and Amazon. Especially if you are currently in the market for wanting to buy a Nintendo Switch. I managed to get a 128 gigabyte Ultra SD card from Best Buy for about 30 bucks. Best Buy is having a huge sale on, of course, their electronics, but specifically their SD cards. I mean, this is probably the cheapest you're going to be able to buy these at this point in time, because these SD cards run anywhere from like 70-80 bucks all the way up to 200. So you can get most SD cards right now for between like 20 and 50 bucks if you are in the market for a Switch. Definitely check those out. Also, Best Buy is having a sale on Uncharted Lost Legacy and Horizon Zero Dawn. If you've been wanting to play either one of those games or wanting to play both, they're both on sale at Best Buy for 20 bucks right now. It's 15 if you are a member of their Gamers Club, so it's, you know, 5 bucks cheaper. So if you're looking to or we're interested in playing either one of those games, they're on sale. And then of course GameStop has their Pro Day weekend that started on Friday and it ends on tomorrow. If you're a Power Up Rewards member or looking to become one, they got a giant sale going on there. Tomorrow will be the last day. I know Judy and I were planning on going there to see what they got tomorrow, so just letting you guys know about that if you didn't know. Good time to save some money on games. And yeah, that's about it. This will go ahead and get started. And we are going through the very first Royal Tomb. This is the second one, I think.
Look! There's a door.
What
is this place?
It appears to have been a shelter.
People lived here?
Yeah.
Those seeking refuge from war, most likely.
Wars. Huh. What are they good for? Wonder if anyone's still living here. Huh. What's this? The cable. Wonder where it leads.
We can follow it and see.
Yeah, I missed the banter.
A generator?
So it would appear.
Might still run.
missed my boys.
Start her up. Sweet, it
For real
works.
though, like this whole Family
then there
Brothers
was light.
thing. It's the
Oh,
best thing that
man.
made
I
this
mean, that's
game.
what made
honestly.
this game amazing, honestly. Just their brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Started up. Is this that mine one, or is this like which one was this again?
I think this is it's the very second
You are killing me here,
tomb
big guy.
after
Are
Cora
you
leaves
trying
the
to give me
group.
a heart attack or something?
I figured this was.
Which one did it give you again?
Which one? This one or the very first one?
This one right here, like which weapon did it give? Was it like the crossbow?
No. I know the first one was, I think, the sword. I don't remember what the second one is.
I don't recall the royal arms by memory.
I don't either. Like I just got them and then forgot about them. Except for the sword of the father, because that was my favorite.
I can feel eyes on us.
I always
That's
used
what
to
it's
echo
in
the
Turn our
conqueror.
backs.
That was my favorite.
Quit being a wuss.
Ooh, same. I was like that last resort one, but it drained too much health.
Well, if you knew how to manage, you know, and recovering a lot, then it wasn't that hard. That's what I always did.
Yeah, I mean,
we
but
already
it
tried
forced you to have to do that. I don't like weapons that are like double-edged swords. I like ones I can use. Like, what is it? The Ultima Blade? Because majority of the game, I use like fucking, what is
Anybody
it? The
home?
King's weapons.
Coming in.
So I would always be losing health a lot.
Ever wonder if people
So
like
as soon as I made the
died
Ultimate
here,
Blade, it was kind of
and
like
their
a breath
tormented
of
souls
relief.
just sort of remained behind.
I
Maybe.
never had the problem with that.
I don't know.
Whatever it is.
It just ate so
playing
much
with us.
health, and it made me
Hey,
closer to
wait.
dying.
Need to brace.
Well, yeah, I
this.
did, but like I'm saying, if you knew how to manage your time to like heal right away, like before, you know,
Okay.
drained all your energy, if
I'm
you
gonna
found like a
count to
little
3.
open window
On
to do
3,
that, then it was okay.
You open the door.
I managed
Yeah.
to do that, so I guess
All
that's
right.
why it didn't seem like that
Okay.
much of a hassle
Here I go.
when I got used to it.
1,
Yeah.
2.
Like,
But
see, I
think
would
that
dodge roll.
was, that was the only royal arm I
Locked.
used.
Total shocker.
Hey, if something's
That's like the
worth
one you
looking
use
at,
the
it's
most.
worth seeking out.
Yeah.
It came from there.
Mine was always the Sword of the Mystic because I instantly fell in love with that
What is it
one.
now?
Or which one was it? The axe was, but after I saw how much health it ate, I was like, yeah,
wasn't
I
there
can't be
before.
using this all the goddamn time. Because I'll die if I do.
First time through here.
Yeah, those. I
right?
think the axe would
Looks it.
probably be more recommended to use when you're like a lot higher leveled.
Exactly.
You have a lot more of a health bar, so it doesn't. It still drains life, but it doesn't feel as much as when you first start using it from the get-go. You're not that high level yet.
Yeah, I think it's like, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like the higher the level, where like if they're a high leveler than you, then it's gonna cost more to make it like hit.
Somebody turn
Yeah,
on the
whereas
light.
opposed to if it hits something low level, it's not gonna do shit. For a second, I thought this was like a dungeon at the end of the game before you said, and I took a look.
I hate those little things. They're really fucking.
Yeah, I can't stand these little gnome, little pieces of shit.
Seriously, they're so fucking jumpy, and then all the time you really can't see them when you warp. They're just oh no.
You hate stuff that moves fast,
Oh,
don't
hi
you?
there, opening.
No, you know what? It's not the. If they're small like that, they're a pain.
We all good?
That's the thing,
Better than
you know,
good.
because they just
Good to
they're
go.
they're all over the place, and obviously in the chaos of it all, it's hard to see them. But if they're like maybe like you know a human height like they are and they move fast, I don't have an issue. But if they're small and they move fast,
Generator.
that's just
Must have died, huh?
Well, just gotta keep.
See, what I normally did was since I was the god of counters in this shit, not really the god, I just timed my counters real well. I didn't have to really worry about it. Then I would just like countermeasure with those bastards.
they're still annoying even if you do counter.
Shit. That was either counter, warp, shoot, counter, shit.
They're still annoying. I still hate them. I prefer fighting against the big ones.
Yep,
The
same here.
worst things that are the worst little things I hate at fighting were what was the little Tom Berry knights with the knives. Fuck them.
Oh yeah, those were irritating, but I prefer fighting those than those little shits.
Ugh. No. Fuck the Tom Berry knights. I never got a chance to even get up.
Yeah, those were tough, but I'd prefer those instead of those little goblin things.
The little goblins, I prefer them over the Tom Berries, 'cause at least I can pick them off quick.
Just because you suck at fighting the little knights doesn't mean anything.
Really?
Nope.
Wow. But yeah, out of all the big things, which one gave you the most hell?
I'd say, what was that monster called in one of these,
Which one? What did it look like?
It's this monster. It was like a huge monster. One of these. It's not a. It's just like a dungeon, but
That's
I
weird.
forgot the name of it. But that shit was so fucking.
How did it look?
These are not
Like snakish.
Oh, you're talking about that Naga thing? That
all right. We hate bugs.
the Naga or whatever the fuck it was that dragged fuck Prompto off or whatever the hell. The one that had the female face.
No.
Oh no, you're talking about that big ass snake like in the middle of the field. That's what you're talking about.
No,
The cobra looking
no.
thing.
I just said it was in a dungeon. How's it gonna be in an open field? It was in a dungeon.
Oh no.
Oh my god, just shut up.
I thought you were talking about that big ass snake in the open field I couldn't fight at that point.
I literally said that it was in a dungeon.
Yeah, but it could be somewhere else too though.
No,
You
it's
do.
not the same thing. See, you always think you're paying attention, and I know you're not paying attention.
I heard dungeon, but I was like, if it's in a dungeon, maybe it's somewhere else too.
No, it's not. It's one of those exclusive dungeons.
You fucked up.
I don't even think you did it, because it
Got him on the ropes now.
See, I never did the exclusive dungeons. Like, you're talking about the ones that you do like post game? Nah, because those you had to be high level for. See, hell, nah, I didn't do those. I only did all of the 13 arms, but there was one I never got. Man, fuck that shit. I hated that thing.
Well, that was irritating to fight at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, because it kept swinging every fucking way. I hate that shit.
Yeah. Also, what packed a
Damn.
hell of a punch?
It
Yeah,
did,
like I'm so tempted to like use one of the magic spells that you create, but because you're in such a tight space, you know you're gonna end up
Yeah.
fucking the rest of the guys up.
Weird.
The hell?
Yeah.
That's why I never liked using the magic. I'm like, what's the point if it's just gonna fuck up my teammates? Might as well just not use it.
Exactly.
Considering the fact that they can go all the way to level 99, it will literally cheese the fuck out of a fight. It's way too easy.
I don't really like cheesing though. Unless I really feel like it's really necessary, because I really can't
Like if it's an
defeat it.
extreme.
Yeah, but aside from that, I actually like fighting. I actually like the challenge.
I feel you. You know, beat it fair and square. Oh, the axe.
Meanwhile, you just cheese everything, think you're a badass.
No, I fight it straight up. The only thing I probably cheesed was, what is it, that samurai thing in that mine I came back to? Cause fuck that thing. All it did was counter and kill everything I did.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
Styles the old king's
I
powers.
didn't really use magic against
More or less.
That was the only nigga I felt forced to use magic against, and I was like, how the hell up, man? Everything I
It's
do, like he,
understandable because he was fucking sucking.
I've got some tricks up my sleeve.
yeah, but like other than
Magic
that,
show for us.
no, like fuck, like, well, except for the Tomberry Knights, but they damn near never gave me to use a spell because they kept shooting at me, and I was like, can y'all let me get a chance to get up and throw something? Fuck. Him and what is it? That big ass cockroach looking nigga.
What cockroach looking nigga?
You remember that death thing? That the guy who sends you on tasks to get like where you gotta kill a bunch of enemies for a specific weapon, and it said you gotta go kill this level 99 death something, and it looked like a cockroach and a lobster combined or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, him.
Oh god, that was so irritating.
That was a bitch. Cause no. Then I remember they spawned one randomly when you were on the train, and I was like, you know what, fuck
Faces to
this.
burn. Let's go see Monica at the outpost.
I was so like I hate using that ring a lot, and like I only use that if I want to end the fight quickly or want to get out of something. But
Yeah.
I really hate using that ring so much, or spells.
Easy taking down a whole
I loved
stronghold.
using the Ring of Lucine. That was probably one of my favorite things to
The
use when I
Marshal
got
believes
it.
we can, or he wouldn't have
The
asked us.
ring.
But first things
Yeah.
first.
Right. Let's head back to the outpost.
I loved that range.
Wait a minute.
Last thing I need now.
Not gonna lie, it saved me from a lot of kind of things.
Hell no.
Wait, is that what I think it is? Oh, hell no. Fuck him. That thing was probably the biggest bane of my existence at a low level in that hole.
You actually tried to fight that thing?
Yeah, when I first started, cause I was like, oh,
Sounds
you know,
good.
let me fight it, da-da-da. I just got my new weapon, then it wrecked everybody. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Like the level 34 over his head wasn't obvious enough.
I figured, you know, we've been killing shit high level since the beginning. I was like, you know, it's just high level.
Like what? 2 levels more than you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like nothing that's like 25 levels over your head and shit.
You know
You
what?
would do some dumb shit like that.
They force you to kill shit high level already off the bat. What the fuck?
Not okay, but not twice your level though. Relax.
Shit. I was like, then you know, I found out what they were weak to. Then I remember I had to go on a mission and kill all of them, like 3 of them niggas, and I was like, oh hell no, I gotta kill a pack of these bitches.
We're here.
Man.
It's quite comforting to see other people about.
I avoided fighting things in the wild. I just stuck to like the missions because I'm like, no, I'm about to get my ass wrecked out here.
Your Highness.
I was like, I did it because I needed the money and I needed
We
the
found a
materials.
back door into
So I
the
was like, you know what, fuck
Imperial
it.
base.
Then, you
That's
know,
why I did
I
the,
just
that's
threw
why
a
I did the
spell.
hunt.
The way is
I did the
secure.
hunt
Yeah.
first, but I didn't
Able to
actually
gain
just
entry
roam in the
relatively
wild on
easily.
my own and just defeat anything that was in my way. No, I didn't do that. I
Oh
played
hell
safe.
no, I didn't. I explored, but no, I played smart with this shit. I didn't. The moment I saw, what is it? A
Apparently you did it because you
whatever
tried
the
fighting
fuck.
that damn thing.
Yeah, the first part of the fucking game when I got it, but I was like, after that, I was like, oh no, we're not doing anything I don't have to do, because
This is how I know that you don't read because
then on, look, from then on, after that moment, I was like, let me pay attention to shit. Let me pay attention, because that, I was like, this is never happening again. But no, after I started exploring all the way and started running around on Chewbacca's, I was like, yeah, you know, everything was fine.
you mean chocobos.
Did you really call them Chewbacca? Oh my god.
It slipped.
I
It slipped.
could have swore you called them Chewbacca. I was about to slap the fuck
That's what
I
I was
used to
thinking
call
too.
them-
I was like,
I
there's
used
no
to
way he
go
made that
on,
mistake.
I slipped up. It's what I used to call them before I got the actual name when I was younger. It's like, oh, they're pronounced chocobos? Okay.
idiot.
You know,
All sticky and gross.
You would. You really would.
it slipped. Okay, leave me alone.
Whatever.
Chocobos, Chewbacca's, Chocobos.
Trivago. Stop
Really?
insulting the chocobos.
You know what? I'm not, cause like I love my chocobo, so no.
Now, apparently you don't love them enough to call them by the right name.
Don't they let you name them in this shit?
No.
No, I could have swore. 'Cause I was like, they let you color them, they let you put medals on them. They don't really let you do that much, but
Didn't you used to say that you would run the most with chocobos? How would you not know such a detail?
because it's been a long time since I played it. Yeah, I went everywhere on my chocobo, but it's literally been a while since I picked up and played
You
this
know,
game.
that had been
Yeah.
an option. You would have named your chocobo some retarded ass name.
You know what?
Flare.
No. What would you named it then?
I wouldn't have named it.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have named them.
Yeah,
Because I knew I wouldn't really.
Stylish as
Cause I knew I
always.
wouldn't keep them, so what's the point of naming them?
Considering the fact you're gonna use them a lot to explore shit, like I did, yeah. Especially since I
I
had like a
didn't, though.
specific one.
I didn't do
Really?
that though. I rarely use chocobos at all.
So you went everywhere on foot.
Huh?
See, no.
I liked exploring on foot.
the chocobos, when the moment that option became available to me, I was like, oh, you know, I can use these to scout shit on land and be all fucking territorial
Damn,
exploring
looking
shit.
like a fucking snack over there. I see you though.
Oh my god. She had to get one in.
I see
We're gonna
you,
be at
Daddy.
this for a while.
I see you.
Hello?
You leave me alone. I miss my husband.
Good to hear your voice, Highness. You
I
recognize
miss
mine,
you.
don't you? Stino.
Right.
Oh, I
Sure.
wish.
Got that right.
Oh,
The
God.
best around. Listen, I've been worried about
But
how
nah,
you
the
guys
moment the
are doing.
chocobos
How's
became an
about you drop
option,
my
I
golden
immediately
and
would
mingle
always
for a
keep
bit?
that shit
We'll
down.
think
I would
about it.
always keep them registered for a week or 14 days or 2 weeks or some shit, whatever.
Time
I
to
make
go.
sure I would always.
Right behind
I
you.
only kept them for 2 days, and I probably only used them for like 2 minutes.
Really?
I never did. I was like, man, I didn't. I mean, I liked
Every-
using them a lot. Probably like, I think the only Final Fantasy I really used chocobos a lot was probably Final Fantasy VII. But that was because like I was a kid, so I thought it was really cute to use them. But then I'm like, in this one, I'm like, I much rather prefer traveling in the Regalia than the chocobos.
Considering the fact that Regalia could only go somewhere so far, you know, until you got the fucking Regalia Type F. I literally traveled the fuck everywhere on the chocobo. Like, I literally swam with that nigga. Say
Yeah,
what?
I didn't. I was like, I like them, but not that much.
You don't like it that much.
No.
Like, I literally fucking jumped one in the lake and I was like, oh, let's see if he drowns or something. It's like, can he swim? And I was like, oh, he can swim. Yo, this is the GOAT.
Lord have
Yes,
mercy.
I was like, yes, I can. Leave me alone.
You always try to make everything so damn flashy for no reason.
Leave me alone. The moment I figured out they could swim, I was like, they're all terrain.
Yeah, you became a Zora afterwards.
You know what? Fucking man. Shit. But no, I even took a places shit. Anywhere I couldn't go, that's where I went on foot. Shit, I remember when I lost.
Romantic history with your chocobos, I swear.
Shit, when the Regalia, you lost that and that damn chapter. I think it was the one with Titan. I was like, oh shit, I have chocobos. Like, if anything fails, I have these niggas.
Oh my god. I'm so sick of you.
Like, I literally fucking ran everywhere. I was like, it was the greatest shit ever. Good times. Then you know you get the Regalia Type F and you fucking can go everywhere on that shit.
Yeah, if you know how to land right.
That's the only thing I fucking hate.
Yeah, it is
Like-
tricky to get it right.
Yeah, it's like you can fly everywhere on the hull, but you can't land anywhere unless it has a road. And like you said, it's tricky as fuck to land too.
You know how stupid it would be to land the Regalia Type F like on top of a mountain?
Oh hell no! I was talking about like in a field or somewhere you could drive, or in front of like a fucking station where you can do
Well,
something.
that's why they made the Type D, that way you could go off-road.
You mean the monster truck?
Yeah.
Fucking every time I drive that shit, not to sound like a damn homo. He does. Every time I drove that shit, that nigga literally made it, and I was like, I know this nigga having the most fun and being pure, but if I have to hear that noise one more time,
Shit was fun.
yeah. I ran over monsters. It was fun.
Of course you did.
Leave me alone.
No.
Why can't you let me have fun? No, let
You
my
have
fun live.
enough fun. Trust me. I'm not stopping you from anything.
Hey there, Prince. Howdy, y'all.
But I have enough fun.
You really do.
Howdy
though.
there, Prince. Are
Really?
y'all on break?
In what way?
More or less.
A lot of
Did you need help
ways.
with something?
Don't you worry. This girl ain't got nothing up her sleeves this time.
Work got you
Oh,
busy?
Cindy.
Most days that's
Does
true.
she not get a wedgie
But
with those
today's a
damn
little
movie
different.
shows on?
I was just about to step away from the garage for a spell.
Son, this is a serious
One of our
question,
regulars
man. This
told me
shit
they
looks
found
incredibly
something
uncomfortable.
real special lying around. A rare can of car wax.
You would ask some shit
Reckon
like
y'all could
this.
use it on the
I can
regalia,
imagine she
so I'm
probably
on my
gets
way
like
to pick it
regular
up.
yeast infections.
For us?
I was thinking the same thing.
Sure.
I forgot, yeah, you can get shit like that
I
from
tell
tight
you
shit
what,
y'all
you
wear.
got a point there.
I mean,
Well,
girl
if
barely
y'all
looks like she
insist,
sleeps,
who
let
am I to
alone
argue?
showers.
Might take a little while to find it,
Or
though.
she's like ass deep in work in her
Fella
passion.
found it, but didn't have the
Yeah,
foresight
exactly,
to grab
but
it.
you know, she should be passionate about showering too.
I imagine the sex be
So we're
like,
supposed to venture
damn,
out
you
to
got
the
oil
wild,
down here
find the
too.
wax and bring it back.
I mean, I know you use a
That's the
fine
plan.
rigged machine and shit,
Oh,
so.
wait a minute. That really just came out of your fucking mouth, though.
Ah,
But yeah, you over here telling me about a wedgie, but you over here saying you have oil in your vagina? Are you fucking kidding me?
what?
God, just, you know what?
willing to go
Don't
out
you
of their
ever
way
in your
and risk
life
life
say
and
that
limb
what
for
I say
us.
is fucked up, because you
She's
going
the
too
best.
damn far, as usual.
No,
You have too much of a creative
Toy
imagination. You need to shut
I
that
do
shit down.
not.
It's just something
Who
we picked
thinks
up
of that?
after taking
Oil
out
in
some
her vagina? Who
materials.
does that?
Well,
You
I'll
do.
I wasn't
be
even thinking
Crown
oil
City,
of a
mate.
vagina though.
If you like, I can
Alright,
make
you say
this
oil
fucking
down there.
better.
Where was down
Give
there?
it
Her
more
foot?
oomph.
How?
I can
I
monitor
just
for
meant
you.
a couple inches below her
Modest.
waist, bruh.
Look, I got diddly squat to do what with Cindy taking
And what's
care
a couple
the
of
garage.
inches below her waist, her damn
If
vagina?
you can find the
Like her
parts, I can
thighs
do
or
the
some
work
shit,
for
I
you.
don't know. I wasn't going for vagina. Wait, voice.
Oh my god, you know what? Child, you have issues. You have
I do
issues.
not.
Yeah, you do. Creative ass.
You stay, no.
No, not even Yusuke would say some shit like that. Don't insult him.
Ugh.
He really would.
You
Well,
still-
if it ain't the boys
You still
with
would be
the
that type of
fancy
nigga that literally be like, he found out his
Fantastic.
friends are
Y'all
making
wanna
love. He's
make
like,
some
can I paint
edible
y'all
story?
having love or
Why are you
whatever?
asking us?
Well, it's just an old sick.
Will
That's
you
some
stop?
shit you would do.
He
not
literally
him.
would do
Said I should
that.
give you all some work.
No, he
no
would
matter
not.
what kind. Seeing as you boys
Nigga,
can't
this
go
is the
home
same
for the time
boy who
being.
wants to paint
Got us
and
there.
nigga for
So y'all
aesthetic
gotta learn
reasons.
about the wild
Yeah,
world.
it's one thing to paint a
If
girl
y'all can't
naked. It's a
find
whole
the
other
stuff
thing
I
to
need, it
paint
ain't
two
no big
people having
deal.
sex.
It'd surely help me out if you
I
could.
feel he'd do it. I don't know. He
That's
wants to
not the
go.
same.
I feel like he'd want to break those types of boundaries in the first place. I mean, we're talking about a dude who like.
Please don't
this whole-
compare Yusuke to you.
You know what? He's my
Yusuke
husband.
is not like you. Well, apparently he's not anymore because you will never relate to him on a spiritual level with that kind of imagination.
Another
You know,
test from the old man.
Don't you
He
ever.
sure is hard on us.
Let this
I
go.
think he's worried about us. He wants
No,
us to
I'm not gonna
prove
let
that
it
we
go.
can
You're
make
over here insulting Yusuke. What the fuck? No.
Love you, Skay. The fuck?
My mans does not deserve that.
You mean my man's the fuck?
No, he's not.
No, he's not yours neither.
Well, I never said he was. So.
But you just said my man's.
Yeah, like my homie though. I swear, just stop.
No. That reminds me, are we gonna get into that whole review? Or we're waiting on that?
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of talking about, you know, Final Fantasy or whatever, but I guess since we started talking about Persona, I guess we can start the review. How do you want to, I guess, start it?
Well, we could start by the fact that I finally finished it. And asking how I felt about it. Because I do got some feelings to unload about that.
Okay, I guess you can kind of give your impressions on it, then we can kind of break it down, I guess, palace by palace, I guess.
Okay. Well, for starters, can I go ahead and start with the ending, or y'all want me to start from the beginning?
Start how you please.
Alright, well, since I just finished it, the ending, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Fuck that whole ass boss fight. Fuck that whole ass area. My god. Hated that shit.
What? I thought the ending was great though.
No, the ending was great. The boss
No,
fight
but
was
I
a
mean the
bitch.
whole process. I mean going through the heavens to fight the archangels, and then
Yeah,
finally.
that was cool.
So what's
That
the
is
issue you
fun.
have?
Fuck
I
y'all
didn't
the
like the
best.
virtual.
You didn't?
No, I didn't like the angels. I didn't like. I liked him, but since the fight seemed so damn long, you know, it became
dragged
a
out.
drag. But it was a very interesting fight. I will say that, but it just
Yeah.
took so long. I was
That's
so
what I hate
tired
about
by the
it.
time I finished.
Exactly. I was like, does it really take this long to fucking kill a god? I mean, I know you're fighting a god of control and shit, but I mean, this is the one gripe about Persona that I have. It really takes forever, especially with bosses that have multiple upon multiple phases. Like, let me just kill the nigga and y'all do what the fuck y'all got to do instead of this damn pacing. Because this
I
shit.
felt like his was the only really long one. Aside from that, all the other ones were like they were decent, but his just felt like it was never gonna end.
There was Madarame's where if you didn't, you know, kill his shit, you know, they'd come back her, but I mean,
Well,
then you
yeah,
had to
I mean,
find
the
out his
big-
weaknesses and shit.
Yeah,
hell
I mean
no.
the first time it did feel long because you don't know like
Exactly.
how
But I
the
mean, you
gimmick
learn.
is. Yeah, but once
Yeah.
you got the hang of it, it was simple.
Shit, like, if it really wasn't that damn long, and it was, I'll admit, if it wasn't for the fact that it was long, and that nigga kept pulling out all those fucking, the 10 Commandments and the 7 Deadly Sin arms and shit, I probably would have fucking did that. Because I literally was like, okay, I'm gonna wail on him with physical attacks, then, you know, and ration my items. Then
Yeah, but it would have
afterwards, you
been
know, I'll come up.
stale if it was that way because the whole point of that god was to show, you know, the real nature of humans. So it made sense for all those elements to be included in that fight. It just felt like a drag because of how much content there was. But had it just
Yeah.
been one like a straight up fight, it would have been really dumb because you're like you won't feel that you are fighting against the god.
Exactly.
You're
I
right.
mean, the first time that I played through the game, it took me about, I guess, around 20-25 minutes to finally beat him. But then once I went in the New Game Plus, and because you're able to level up much faster, considering some of like
Here
the
we are.
colossal moves that you
Nice.
get towards once you get like around level like 70 and 80, I ended up beating Yaldabaoth in like 5 to 10 minutes. And I didn't really enjoy it that much because of just how damn overpowered you are. So it's like you only get that experience, you know, one time having to undergo dealing with, you know, him pulling out the deadly sins and how they affect your teammates. You only get that experience one time because once you go into New Game Plus, you're just going to completely fuck them up. And it's not even going to be fun
You're
at
right.
all, really.
Especially because, you know, the moment I go through that, I'm gonna pick up on all the shit I missed now.
Hello and welcome.
Because I know what the fuck I'm in for and what I can do this time around and catch it. So, yeah, you got a point there. Damn, so I'm really about to savor this shitty feeling. I was like, yeah. I mean, it was cool when I triumphed and shit over it. Oh my god, I was so fucking happy.
Thank you kindly.
God. But yeah,
Please come
that
again.
if it wasn't for the fact that boss was so long, yeah, because that's why I literally didn't want to finish it that night. Because I was like, you know what? If I gotta go through this whole shit again and whittle his health little by little, I'm about to have a fucking fit. Cause fuck that. But then, you know, after that, the
Just
ending
what Taco
came,
ordered.
and
Yeah,
then
took care of that
his
pretty
name,
quickly.
I thought his name was
much
pronounced
of a job
Satan,
after
but his
all.
name is
They went easy
pronounced,
on us.
how's it
Let's
pronounced?
deliver this as a show of thanks.
Sataneo.
Yes, Satanael or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Sataneo.
And then he did that sinful hell shit. I was like, holy. It wasn't too badass. It wasn't not enough. It was just right. You know, which is
Welcome
really
to Golden
rare to see in games like that. Because like a lot of times games have those over the top moments where they got to go so OP and badass. And then there's moments where it's like fleeting, where it's like, where's the build up? Where was it going? But this gave you what the fuck you thought exactly what was gonna happen, and it did it in a way I was satisfied. You know, and for what I've been told and what y'all tell me, you can get Satanael and fuse him, I think. So that'll be fun to do.
Well, actually, when you know the lore behind what Satanile represents, it really is badass when you actually kind of piece everything together. because
You mean that?
arms are there? As many as
Well,
kings,
like-
though not
well, go
all
ahead.
survive to this day.
Is it that shit where Morgana was talking about some? He was Satan. He was God's brother or something. And he, whenever God falls out of line, he literally would put them back in line or some shit. And he's literally so overpowered. Because I remember hearing a little bit.
It's not that, because what Satanael represents is that he's basically the demonic angel form of Lucifer before he's cast out of heaven. Because what Yaldabaoth represents is he's the Old Testament God.
Oh.
So when you think about the overall concept of what a trickster is, you know, a trickster, and let's see, I guess we can kind of go back into Greek mythology. So you remember Prometheus, right?
Yeah.
Prometheus basically stole fire, and he gave fire to mankind. So what Lucifer, in the context of him being a Prometheus figure, is that he stole free will from God, Yaldabaoth, the Old Testament God, and gave it to mankind. So in a sense, Lucifer is like the greatest trickster of all time, because like Prometheus stole fire from the Greek gods,
So
Satanael stole free will from Yaldabaoth. And of course, if Arsene Lupin is the greatest human trickster for being a phantom thief, that's the reason why, you know, Joker takes on that persona. Yeah, so the sense of
that is the greatest shit and the greatest reference and the best twist I have ever fucking heard. Wow.
So when you think about the overall collective unconscious and how Yaldabaoth was formed from, you know, overall human desire, and that was the idea of the Holy Grail, that basically people no longer wanted to think for themselves. That was the general idea, I guess, like main thematic angle of Persona 5 was about control. And I mean, what more control can you think about than the structure of what religion is? Religion is about total control and obedience and being saved from yourself, because when you have those desires that you have in palaces, you've seen from Kamoshida and all of the, I guess, the evil characters that were in the game, that is spawned from, because, and that's when it kind of goes back to the prison of regression. And the reason that that was formulated was that when people remove themselves from that prison that they've put themselves in, giving up the ability to have free will and thinking for themselves, that's where those palaces come into place, because you're dealing with undistorted desires, basically relating to the 7 deadly sins. So of course each palace is a manifestation of one of the 7 deadly sins. So when they're destroyed and then thrown back into the prison of regression, they're brought back into that central nucleus of a prison. That's why Mementos is the collective unconscious of a prison, because this is what happens when everybody goes back into their own hole and they give up the idea of wanting to think for themselves, and they just want to live in their own little box and, you know, accept whatever little lie or glory that they think their life, you know, represents. That's symbolized in the Holy Grail.
Shit.
Seems our well-being
This
is
whole
less important
wow.
than his livelihood.
It's a lot to wrap your mind around, but that's probably the coolest way of, like, not just this, but the whole ass game in total leading up to this point. That's pretty damn rad. Now I see why this game is so fucking critically acclaimed, so high up on the damn charts. or so popular because of like all the symbolism.
It's really a lot to digest, and it's something that you're not going to be able to pick up on the very first time you play. That's why I've been playing it, you know, 2, 3, I think I'm on my 3rd or 4th time now playing it. It's because every time that you go through the game, you pick up on something new. So it always gives it that kind of fresh feel to it, even though you've played it multiple times. So that's why, you know, you can play it over and over and it doesn't really get stale, because every experience is in a way different from the last.
Kinda. I feel groggy when I wake up in the morning. You could try going
Makes
to
me
bed
really
at a decent
appreciate the
hour.
fuck out of it a lot more, honestly. Not just from the story of the characters, but from the lore and the whole thing all together. And as a collective. But yeah. I was kind of sad to see how it ended, but
Everything in
then
order?
the way... I think I got the good ending. I don't know. Because I got the one where Joker, where they were hooking up the van and they were driving across the country, getting ready to drop Joker off. That's the one.
There's a trophy for that. It's called the true ending. Now, the other ending, which I guess you would consider would be the bad ending, is when Yaldabaoth gives you the option of saying that, you know, he's willing to return the world to the way it was. And if you choose to go along with his plan, everything pretty much remains the same, but the Phantom Thieves are still able to continue infiltrating palaces and kind of just doing whatever they want, as opposed to the true ending, which completely destroys Mementos. In turn, the Phantom Thieves relinquish their powers.
So basically, it's like you choose to accept his plans, and humanity relies solely on the Phantom Thieves, and it's like a continuous cycle or an eternal cycle. Or you could basically give up your powers for the greater good and trust it into mankind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I chose the good ending then. Fuck. Shit, because I remember when he issued me that choice, I was like, do I really? Matter of fact, I think y'all wouldn't when I did that, but the one I chose, yeah, and I was like, this doesn't sound right, so I was like, fuck that. But yeah, Yaldabaoth, that was probably the only boss. Wait, no, Okumura. I hated that boss fight. I only survived a slim margin of that fight. I swear to God, I did.
Okay, so I guess we can kind of go into, I guess the first palace, Kamoshida. Jay, I know how much you can't stand Kamoshida, so I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Oh, please, this is all yours.
Yeah, this is all you right here.
Where do I start? I mean, honestly, I think what really irks me about Kamoshida, like the boss fight in general, was just how much he talks. I wish he was just like that ugly mutant thing. Like, just don't talk, you're fucking annoying. You're already ugly, and then what you're saying is ugly. Like, pick a struggle, fam. No. Yeah, I just hated it, but I felt like obviously it's one of those things that definitely his role being the damn pervert he was very meaningful. It does happen a lot in real life. People don't really talk too much about sexual harassment and all that stuff for a lot of reasons. So in a way, I can appreciate Kamoshida for that alone. Everything else, though, he can go fuck himself. I hate him. Don't like him.
Yeah.
So I guess we can kind of start breaking it down as far as, I guess, how the characters were introduced. I mean, we all know about, you know, Akira's story, unfortunate situation, and he's forced to relocate to Tokyo and go to school there, and then of course they run into Kamoshida the first time, and that's when he runs into Ryuji when An gets in his car. and you kind of learn his backstory as far as what transpired between Ryuji and Kamoshida. Ryuji was a former standout track star. Once Kamoshida kind of took over as the coach of the team, in his mind, no one should have been getting any kind of publicity or praise except him. So that kind of led to, you know, the punishing practices that they had to undergo. And then, of course, Ryuji decided that he was going to retaliate when Kamoshida said something to him. And, of course, Kamoshida ends up breaking his leg and then claiming self-defense, and Ryuji is no longer able to run anymore. So that's the source of Ryuji's resentment when it comes to Kamoshida. That's kind of straightforward. I mean, it's not exactly anything that we haven't really seen or dealt with beforehand. So that's okay. I mean, you get it. But of course, Ann's situation is a little bit different as far as her having to play the role of the other. You know, she's a quarter American, I think, what, 50% Japanese. She has blonde hair, blue eyes. Everything about her, you know, stands out as, you know, opposed to how everyone else looks at that school. So what did you guys think about, you know, her relationship with, what's her best friend's name? Shiho. So what do you think about, you know, their kind of friendship and, of course, the events that take place because of Kamoshida?
You want to go first, Judy, or?
We have what we can
Go first.
Get it back before it spoils.
Ladies first.
Really? Over here trying to be polite. Okay, I see you.
Well then talk, man. I'm giving you the red green light here.
Alright, fine.
So he's creating a new
Alright,
dish.
I'll go.
Ladies
That's what he
first.
says, anyway. Cool.
Really?
Wonder what he's cooking up.
Let's do this hunt and find out.
Anyways. No. But, I really loved their little dynamic they had, like, Ann and Shiho. Cause, like, honestly, Ann was doing her, from what I've gathered, and from the whole story, Ann was doing her best to try and protect Shiho by being around Kamoshida and the whole thing. And I was like, she shouldn't have to go through that. She's such a sweet little girl. Then when I saw the whole, you know, attempted suicide and her going everything in that struggle, it just, that's when I was like, okay, this game is getting real fucking heavy. I was like, that was something I didn't expect. That is one thing I will say about this game that I did like. Like, it really hits and addresses a lot of fucking issues. A lot of people who go through
All pretty
in high
again.
school
Take care of
sometimes
her,
have
you
to
hear?
deal with, or actually do deal with a lot. Because I remember I had a couple friends that had their own fair share of problems. But then again, I've never met anybody who wanted to actually go through with suicide. I'm not going to joke around
Time
about
to
that
shove
because
off.
that's a serious
Go
issue.
for it.
But yeah, and it's like, then I remember that started the whole Ann Takamaki support, and I will arguably say that was probably one of my favorite supports. Kind of pissed I didn't get the chance to romance it, but I will on the next run. So yeah. And it kind of just built up to where, you know, they gave us the best waifu and the best character, because Ann is that. You know, that's my little 1-2 on their dynamic.
Okay. Jay, how'd you feel about it?
I felt it was nice, and you know, on being this person who's out on her own all the time, you would think that she'd be a lot more fragile, of course, of her housing situations, but she's a really strong person to really, you know, deal with what she had to deal with. She never complained about, you know, what she had to do. She never really, you know, pointed the finger at Shiho for being like,
Don't
oh,
forget where
bowing
we
her head and
parked.
not talking about whatever situation she was going through. Like, she tried her best to protect her friend in the way that she thought was a good way to do so. And I felt also that she's an extremely loyal friend who doesn't particularly judge anyone, which is, she's very selfless, and it's really nice to see from someone that you would, from someone that you would think, oh, it's like this conceited, high-class girl from how she looks. She's really the complete opposite of what people would normally assume her to be.
All that's
It was
left
really
is to find
nice
the
to see how
stone.
grounded she is, and how conscious of what the actions that she was doing. Even if she knew that it probably wasn't the best way to deal with it, but she tried to hold on to because she felt like, what other choice do I have? But she still stuck through it regardless.
I'm going all
Nice to
out.
see.
Just don't get too
That's one thing.
Just how, you know, how much she put herself and her heart and her emotions into what she did for her friends. It's really nice quality to see in a girl her age. Not really something you would see in a high school. So it was refreshing to see that.
I gotta, cause like you don't see that. Like I honestly thought she was gonna be like a little preppy, prissy bitch, optimist pop there. Then
But she would like, you know, put the blame on her friend and just be like, oh, do that. But
exactly.
she's very mature for her age, and it shows. I mean, yeah, what she did was probably not the best way to go about it, but she actually did something instead of just being a little coward about it. Just be like, well, I'm not gonna get involved.
Exactly.
In which I don't want to go down with her, but she didn't care, so she wanted to do that.
She owned up to her shit.
Yeah, she wasn't afraid to get involved in a situation that probably would have compromised her. So that was really nice to see.
Yeah, and that's why she's like literally a wonderful character, honestly.
Indeed. It's just definitely more than looks, which is very appreciated.
She breaks the fuck out of that damn stereotype too.
It's nice that, you know, they give her this, pretty persona, but at the same time, they make her human, which is nice. They don't just make her this object of, oh, she's just here for appearance.
Exactly.
Sure thing.
Well put. Very well put.
I tried my best.
So what did you guys think about the choice of her persona being, you know, Carmen, and in basically what her persona kind of represents is kind of accepting her overall sexuality? I mean, you gotta think about, you know, you're dealing with a 16-year-old girl, you know, at that point, you know, hormones are raging and having to deal with self-identity, so that's kind of like what is reflected with the latex suit and everything, and it's even funnier because Ann is completely uncomfortable with being objectified, and of course, as revealing as her costume is, that dynamic is pretty funny. So what did you guys think about with Carmen being her persona?
I definitely felt like her persona embraced all that Ann still fails to truly accept in her. You know, her being this really attractive girl and knowing that she has a lot of sex appeal, but she doesn't want to be seen in such a way. I feel like Carmen represents that inner self of her. So it's kind of funny to see how ironic her persona is to how she actually sees herself. I think it fits nice.
You're on fire to Ignis.
So what did you think about it?
Honestly, what I thought when I first saw her persona, and then after I got to know her character, I think her persona, what hers gives me a vibe of, is freedom. Because I mean, think about it. She doesn't really have that much of an option as to the situation she's put in. Because I mean, she's doing it to protect you. And that persona manifested as, you know, her desires to like punish people like Kamoshida and stuff like that. Not to mention, it goes hand in hand with the whole being comfortable with who she is and what she is and stuff like that. Because for once, as a beautiful chick in anime or in any type of like show or franchise like this, it's very rare to see them where they are comfortable or with being objectified or brushing it off. Like, I mean, like when Ryuji went on the beach part, like we obviously saw how he was like, oh man, she's hot, and the little double hockey sticks and shit. And, you know, she just laughed it off. She didn't, you know, go off and punch him on the head and call him a pervert, you know. So that just shows how much different she is. And that's like, yeah. Then we see her and her supports with Joker and how she interacts with him about it. And it's like, not only does her persona honestly represent freedom, but it represents the strength. Because from what I remember about Carmen was, let me see, she went from lover to lover. Whenever she got tired of them, she went to another one. But she met her end after some crazy dude who didn't like the way she did and killed him. But at least in death, she was still pretty. I think that's pretty much the gist of how her story was, didn't it? Yeah. So it's like, it's not so much her being a hoe. It's her embracing who she is, learning to be comfortable, like you said earlier.
I think it's really more of the fact that as women, we're always in some way going to be seen as sexual objects. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
I can understand why a lot of people think that, because obviously women have represented, you know, sexuality for how many centuries. So I can understand why that mentality is still alive today. But I mean, it goes past the point of extreme vulgarity nowadays. It's just impressive. But I feel like mostly Carmen represents that side of On that realizes, you know, she can't help how she looks on the outside. But that doesn't mean that because she's this sexually appealing girl that's the only thing that she'll amount to be. Like, she's still a person with an actual personality. That she wants to be seen as such a way, and not just seen as, oh yeah, I'm just on the pretty page. She wants to be seen as on a person.
Right. Yeah, that too. I can agree. I can honestly totally agree with that. That's a good observation too.
Well, considering that I am a woman, even though I'm not on Tamaki,
That was a close one.
I mean,
Too close
I
for
can
you understand
relate
the
in a
struggle.
way.
uncomfortable just
Well,
being
yeah,
around.
I mean, especially when you're an adolescent, it's probably one of the worst times to be a girl in so many ways. It's an incomplete struggle, which I don't really think any boy will ever understand, because there's just so fucking much, you know. And we
Especially
honestly,
since
I mean, we become aware of our bodies from the minute we probably like get our periods or like boobs or right? And before that, life is so pleasant. But then when you start noticing, when people start pointing out those things to you, you become so incredibly aware. And you're raised in that mentality that you have to be aware of everything, how you're dressed, how you talk, how you present yourself, that it just becomes such an annoying reflex that you always think about, what will people think of me and how will people see me and all of that. Like, it's a mentality that will stick with you forever. And it's incredibly stressful. You know?
that's anxiety to its fucking fullest right there. Jesus. Like, you really have to be
Yes.
aware of goddamn everything you do, otherwise society's gonna literally deem you either a whore or something, or everybody's gonna look at you different. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it honestly, living as women is just like that. It's like us against the world, and sometimes even against our own selves. It's a complete struggle, you know. So I mean, it's one of those things that if you're not a girl, you probably won't understand. But I would like to expect people to understand why some women tend to be as they are, because we have our reasons. I know some of us act terribly crazy for no reason. I don't excuse that. But a lot of us just go through these things that truly push our buttons and just how we want. It's so hard to live comfortably in our skin when there's so many things out there that just,
I'm all
you
sticky.
know,
Make it
attack us
uncomfortable.
all the time. Yeah, it's terrible. Very terrible. That's one reason I can appreciate On's character, you know, because she tries to turn all those, you know, factors and tries to, like, you know, not let it affect her. She tries to like fight against them, which is really refreshing. She doesn't allow herself to be like this victim of society.
So everybody's sexualizing me now. Whereas, you know, a lot of girls, it's like they'll make victims out of themselves and shit.
Yeah, well, it's nice to see that. Do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what'd you think about her social link? You know, her story with Shiho's rehabilitation and then
That was
her
heartwarming.
modeling career.
I definitely loved how um, committed she was to seeing her friend
Lost to
recover
see
and
it.
all that. I felt like her social link truly was mostly about Shiho, which is, you know, it's great to see that An doesn't really have like a selfish moment in the game at all. I mean, I don't recall correctly. I don't think
Perfect
she has
timing.
one. So it's really nice to see that through Shiho, she's also learning about herself and what she can do to be better, not just for herself, but mostly for Shiho, because she knows that she knew that she lacked whatever strength that probably An had, which landed her in the
Ready for
situation
more?
that
You
she
bet.
landed.
Let's
Which is
hit it.
sad that it happened. So she wanted to improve herself and be better, so she could be a beacon of strength for her only, you know, friend at the time before she even, you know, got into the Phantom Thieves. It was nice to see that she gained new friends, but still treasured that one friend that was with her before, you know, she got into this story with them. So I really enjoyed how genuine her social link was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, the turning point for the game was definitely when Shiho attempted suicide because I didn't see that coming at all. I mean, I understood that, you know, Shiho was being abused and Kamoshida was trying to get on to have sex with him and she refused. So I guess kind of like all the steps kind of lined up was that, okay, if he's not able to get at On directly, he's going to get to her mentally by raping her best friend. And the way that all played out, and then, you know, seeing just how broken she was about it, and also seeing how furious she was by wanting to exact revenge on Kamoshida by any means necessary, it definitely completely changed the way I looked at her as a character, because when you're first introduced to her, they kind of just play her out as far as all the rumors that are spreading around that, you know, she's dating Kamoshida, that she's the school hoe, this, that, and the third. So it kind of, you know, kind of plays off and kind of pushes you to kind of have that preconceived notion about her until you finally have that opportunity to sit and talk to her, and then when she finally breaks down, it's like you see like, wow, I mean, this girl really has a huge heart and she cares deeply for Shiho, and she's just wanting to, you know, grow and get stronger and improve. And also when she decides that she's going to, you know, become a professional model and take it seriously, and I don't remember the name of the woman that she kind of has a little rivalry with. I can't think of her name, but overall, I just like the fact that, you know, she's going into modeling with the idea that she wants to be an inspiration for younger girls. Suppose because you have women who go into modeling mainly just because they want the attention, they want the money, they want the fame, but she's actually using something like modeling in a constructive way, that she wants to be able to inspire people the way that Shiho and Akira inspires her. So I thought that was a really nice, you know, cool twist on the whole, you know, kind of pretty girl model kind of thing, kind of story. So that was a nice little turn of events to see it go that way. And of course, I love the romantic interaction between her and Akira once they become a romantic couple. Yeah, I mean, because that was kind of the complaint that people had about On Social Link, was that it was boring. But I personally didn't see anything boring about it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
Well put.
Agreed. Bueno, que no se vaya
Alright.
mucho. Ese no. Pero el carrito.
I guess you guys want to move on to the next palace.
Which one was it? Let me see. That was Madarame, right?
Yeah. And of course our introduction to Yusuke. So, Brian, I guess you can go ahead and take over with that.
All right, let me get up. Let me get comfortable.
Oh
bitch.
God.
You really have to stretch the fanboy.
Really?
And you talk shit about me, and I don't even get that extra.
You know what? I just said let me get comfortable.
We need to replenish our supply of
So you
cure.
weren't comfortable before.
Gotcha.
You know what?
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, when I first saw Yusuke, I kind of thought he was kind of a freak with the whole "let me paint you naked" shit, and it's like, then you know, as you get used to him and to his character, I was like, yeah, pretty much, this is my first man husband. Like, this is my first, you know, animated husband crush. I'm not sure guys can have those in this straight. I don't know, but Judy's kind of got me going for that type of thing. So fuck it, I'm here
They
for
sure
it.
can. Just a lot of guys won't because of their, their masculinity and hinders them to do so. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit.
Fuck that. Nah. Fuck that. I love
I have a
Yusuke.
bunch
That's my
of
nigga.
wives. That make me gay. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, like, you love all your females, and it's like, you're straight. That doesn't fuck
There
with
you
me.
go. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Shit.
Yeah, but I love Yusuke's character. But it's like, I always thought he was kind of naive with that whole, because really and truly, with that whole I want to paint you naked aesthetic, because, you know, artists do that shit all the time. Because, like, I've drawn naked people, and people want to sit here and, like, oh my god, you're drawing titties. And it's like, yeah, I'm drawing a naked woman. Yeah, we do that all the fucking time.
I
for
love
fucking
that
anatomy.
I'm just to interject real quick. I love that the first thing that you focus on when it comes to Yusuke's story, disregarding just completely how fucked up it is, it's about him drawing on naked. That's the first thing that you bring up about his fucking story. But continue. Go ahead. I just had to bring that up right
I
quick.
mean, it's a consistent thing that literally pops up all the damn time. Even when I read fucking fan fiction and it goes throughout the game, it's literally there. And I'm like, oh my god, did this shit ever stop? And that's one thing I like about him. It's a reoccurring feature, but he still keeps his character somehow, and I'm here for it. But yeah, and it's like, then there was that scene where it's like, you know, An came dressed in all those damn clothes, and you know, Judy got me to the idea like, oh no, there's no way in hell this nigga is like, oh, this fucking pure, and he wants to draw her for aesthetic reasons.
I just never understood how people could truly look at Yusuke and assume that he was not attracted to An in any way. I just do not understand that because that's clear as fucking day. Like, I could understand he wants to draw her from an artistic point of view, but you're not gonna sit here and tell me that he still wasn't affected due to that. Because I know he was, you know, when he said that, he was saying it as an artist. That doesn't mean that the adolescent in him was not involved in that either. Because in that moment, when she comes with all the layers of clothes and she's taking them off, that's when you can truly see that he's not looking at her like an artist anymore. He's looking at her like a teenage boy.
Yeah, he's flustered.
So I'm just saying, like, at that moment, like, that's his vulnerability comes out because he's so socially dense. You know, he's always just been so engrossed in his artistic life for ever since he was a kid. It always comes off funny when he interacts with people because he's just so awkward. And he doesn't mean to, you know, trip over things, but he still does because he's, like I said, he's just one of those really awkward characters. He doesn't know how to act around people. Yeah, and I love it because he still sticks to himself even if he's seen in, you know, a weird way. So I like that he doesn't flinch from that. It doesn't change who he is because people talk about him a certain type of way or whatever, people judge him a certain type of way. Like, it doesn't stop him from still being himself and pursuing whatever artistic vision that drives him. You know, even though he lost that after the whole Madarame thing, and you can see that he was in limbo. Yeah, he was in limbo because Madarame was like, you know, that driving force behind everything that he did. So when he found out all that, he realized that, yeah, I drew. But he mainly drew because of his teacher, you know. But he never truly took the time to see, have I ever drawn anything that I personally wanted to do? That's why he was stuck in limbo after that whole incident. And you saw him struggle in, like, I don't have that fire in me anymore. And I loved that, you know, that became his struggle, like on, you know, with her sexuality and how she wanted to be there more for her friend than
It's nice
herself.
to not have to kill
Yusuke's
anything.
struggle was that he wanted to find himself as an artist without, you know, without trying to detach himself from Madarame's influence. Because it was such a long time that he was under his roof. So he wanted to be like, he still appreciated his teacher for what he did, but he wanted to be Yusuke and draw for Yusuke. Not because Madarame told him to. Which was really nice to see that, you know, got to see that side of him.
Everything in order?
Yeah, he's not just a stale piece of bread. It's like, that's one thing I will always admire about him, because in a sense, while I may not share some of the qualities he has, I can appreciate what he goes through because I've seen similar cases and dealt with a little bit myself in certain aspects as an artist. So I would like to say I relate heavily to him. And then we're gonna fucking talk about his fucking social link, because that is the greatest shit ever. I love that social link. And the fucking pose he did in the church and shit.
I can't exactly agree with that, but I mean, I guess that is your opinion, because I personally feel that the best social link in the game belongs to Kawakami. Hands down.
You got a point there, because she real as fuck.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it's the best, but Yusuke just definitely struck a special place in my heart, because I mean, he acts so damn unique in public. Like,
This is the most amusing, I will say that.
yeah, because I mean, like, what person who's normal in their right mind will literally go to a church and be like, I'm so in fucking rapture of this damn piece, and
Yeah, that's how you know
trying
he
to
doesn't
fucking
care, you know? He really is just himself. When he gets into the artistic mindset of his, he's just his awkward self, and he doesn't care being flamboyant because he doesn't realize he's being that way. So it's funny to see him being that way.
Then Akira just fucking plays along with it, like, you know, I'll see you another day. Pose back. And I'm like, I fucking love this. Then there was that shit where they were in the park and everybody thought they were lovers, and I was like, yeah, that's my man, so what? Like, in the fucking boat, be like, then he finds out they're siblings, and it's like, oh, y'all not fucking? Oh, okay. Oh, I'll still draw y'all, but
It's like a different kind of love.
yeah, you gotta appreciate how fast he bounced back. But I was like, this is so awkward, but I'm still here for it.
Yeah, I feel like as an adolescent, I feel like this is one of the ones you can relate to the most, because he's just trying to find him place in this big ass world and he has such big dreams. But then since he's an adolescent, his world is so limited at the same time. So everything he does just seems so damn dramatic, but in the cutest way possible.
Oh, I relate to that.
Oh, we know you.
Yeah, 'cause I literally will be that friend when I go off job. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know this up front. I may do stupid shit, but there comes those one moments I can't resist, or sometimes I do a stupid pose, or I do something stupid.
That's too much information, fam.
I really will though. Like if I see something like, oh, pose, or like, Julielle, welcome back.
So every time you walk past the mirror, you do a pose too?
No, really?
I'm just saying.
Oh my
You're taking
God.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure way too literally.
That reminds me.
Literally, everything they say is like a dramatic pose.
JoJo really got
pose.
Like they gotta enunciate everything in the most dramatic fashion. Like,
I was like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna put my hands in my hips, you know, like Dio does. I'm gonna kill you, Joseph. With my stand, the world.
Oh yeah, I forgot that references in that house. Damn.
Duh. What's wrong with you?
Fucking, I forgot. Oh yeah, there's a Persona 4 reference, but no, we're deviating. Back to that whole Madarame Palace. Madarame's palace was, I don't know how to feel about that. I liked it, but no, I liked it.
I found it boring.
Yeah, I can get you.
actually found it boring. I don't know. I felt like they could have done the museum a little cooler.
Better?
How was the hunt, boys?
I don't know. I felt
Good.
like it lacks creativity
make with
for
this stuff?
it being a
Something
museum.
I know you'll
You
like.
know?
I'm not gonna say.
Yep.
That's what I liked about
I'm not gonna-
Kamoshida. I mean, I
yeah.
hate Kamoshida, but his palace definitely represented that this is my kingdom, bitch. You know, you felt that aura when you walked in there. With Madarame,
Yeah.
it just felt like, oh, it's just like this stale museum. I don't know. I didn't feel that, even though I know that the paintings weren't his, but they could have at least kind of enunciated a little more of like, you know, yeah, these aren't mine, but you know what? I'm gonna make them mine because I'm a fucking scammer. I don't know.
No, it's like you're hitting it right on the nose. But I think what they were trying to go for, what it was like, because they're
there
not
you
his
are.
paintings, they
So,
don't
you wanna do
shine
me
with
a
the
favor?
uniqueness of his
When's it this
so-called
time?
talent. Because
Another
any
hunt.
artist
A cupboard.
who puts their
Darn
work,
near empty.
who puts their like
Okay,
pride
we're
and
on.
soul into a drawing,
could count on
like
y'all.
I do,
Good
or
hunting.
like others do, or like Yusuke does, like you can literally feel it. You can feel some sort of trait hitting you in the fucking face.
I
Like,
know, but you know, funny enough, because
that
you know
careless
he
ran out
used
before he even noticed.
his students' paintings to be this
that
big
was no
star.
equal.
You would think that they probably could have made it more flamboyant to express that, yeah, you know, even though these aren't mine, but I claim them to be mine because I could do that, and my students didn't say shit. So I don't know. Maybe as was my expectation of it, but honestly, what you say also makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But no, I can appreciate what you're coming from on this, because it's like they really could have put more work into it, because like there were some bland parts, because it felt just like a night at the museum. But then there are those moments where it's like, yeah, like that whole painting, traveling into the painting and shit. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was interesting. It definitely was
Yeah.
like one of those artistic moments you felt like, oh, you're going in the painting, you're experiencing the painting. That
Yeah,
was nice.
but
I like that.
yeah, I get you. But everywhere else, yeah,
I feel like there was just so much security.
so much security. It literally was the
Like,
night at
you
museum.
know, yeah, I literally felt like, oh, this is some like, you know, literally this thief
I got nothing.
going through the lasers and shit. It
What,
felt
like
some
Sly
action
Cooper?
movie. Exactly. So I mean,
Sly Cooper back
that
in
makes
the day.
sense. You know, yeah, it makes sense that you do that. But yeah, I don't know. His palace itself was like, not one of my favorites. And the boss fight was annoying.
Fuck this boss fight. We were gonna get. I was hoping you would get right to the fuck
Yeah,
that.
that boss fight irked me because I mean, when you first go into it, you don't know what gimmick it has. So when you found out that, oh yeah, you can only attack him with, you know, your persona, or you can only attack him with a physical attack, it was so irritating having to figure that out. But honestly, when I got the hang of it, it was like, okay, I know how to do this, I can do this. But it was still annoying either way.
That was a bitch. Like fuck all of that. He was already ugly to begin with.
Seriously though, and his whole like his shadow self was so damn funny.
Extra
He was, like,
dramatic. Fuck that shit.
He was dressed like a cross-dresser. I don't know. I found
He
it
was a wannabe
funny.
geisha, bro.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing that threw me off. Like his shadow self was so dramatic, but the museum wasn't. That threw me
Yeah.
off because yeah, he's just so dramatic. Like he's all here like, I'm this great artist. I'm like, you know, the next Picasso. But his museum didn't show that for me. I think that's what threw me off because I would have expected the museum to show this fake shimmer of like, yeah, this is mine, even though we all knew it wasn't his. So I guess I expected that, but it was so stale because I only wanted to prove that, you know, the real truth behind everything that was
Taking a walk
Madarame's,
on the
you know,
wild side?
artistic
Nothing like
career.
nature in the middle of
But I don't
nowhere.
know,
If
like
he
I
had
said,
like, if it had
Yeah,
been
They
like
could have made it flashier.
forgery,
Yeah, they could have made it flashier just like his shadow self. That's just me though.
yeah, considering the fact that he stole and put the same paintings in that shit, like what is it, Yusuke Sayuri and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so that he just stole them. If he forged them, maybe that'd have been a different story. Maybe, but I mean that's just my guess. Cause I mean it would have had like a
I
sort
still
of
hated
sheen.
how dramatic his shadow self was and the whole palace wasn't. I don't know. To me,
Right.
that's just my issue.
I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah, but I could also understand where you're coming from as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, I respect your shit, yeah. Like, I get, because, I mean, there were some bland parts in it, because, yeah.
Prince Noctis,
Yeah, I felt like, you know, especially from Kamoshida and his, like, you know, over-the-top palace, it definitely felt like...
Kamoshida's was just...
It was so damn extreme. Like, every part of that palace represented his ego. Like, it was crazy.
Like, that shit, if I literally had to spell, that literally put the E and motherfucking egotistical. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Hey,
like,
hold on a
even
minute, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Damn, Gladio.
Nah, you were saying.
Like a whole ass meal over there. I see you, baby.
Oh, God.
Gladio's fine as fuck, man. Come on now.
I thought you were gonna throw him away because the sister.
I'm gonna throw her away.
But, like, throw the whole bitch away.
You just gotta throw the whole wench away. Just throw her away. Clothes
My
and
nigga
all.
just stuck in the wall.
He's off the wall.
It's just like,
You know what it looks like? It looks like the walls were gonna crash in, and at the last minute someone turned the mechanism off and he's just like, you know what, I'm alive.
Oh my god.
Doesn't it look like that?
Yes.
It looks like
Oh my god,
I almost died.
Like,
but I'm
oh
alive.
God. I'm alive.
Exactly, that's what it looks like. I'm gonna stand still. I'm not gonna even breathe.
Be like, fucking freeze frame.
He just looks like he's like waiting for a signal, like, is it safe to move yet?
You're safe. You're safe now. Yeah, can I go?
Oh my god.
I'm
Lord.
so done with you.
That's what it looks like.
You know? Yusuke literally would like, can you just stay like that until the thing stops moving so I can paint this?
He would literally make you do the most idiotic poses, even if it hurt your spine, just for him to get his fucking art in.
Why doesn't he take, you know, why doesn't he take it? Wait. No, never mind. I was about to say, why doesn't he take a camera? But I have to look at this from an artist's perspective because there's nothing like looking at something in the real and copying it, then taking a goddamn picture and going off that as a reference.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you could look at a picture of a sunset and, you know, recreate it, but it's not the same as you making it out of scratch from your own, you know, heart. It's not the same.
Exactly. So like, I look at pictures and I paint. What I do with my shit is I don't copy it like thing for thing.
Like, you always put something from your imagination into it. So even though it's like, oh yeah, a character that everybody draws, it's like there's always that one element in there that makes it, yeah, that I drew that.
Oh my god, you nailed it right on the nose. Oh my god, thank you. Fuck.
Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, I'm not an artist, but I mean, I can understand an artist's perspective on things.
Yes, cause like everybody would be like, oh, you know, you just drew Trunks, you just drew the weakest Saiyan, or you drew Goku. Of all people, you drew him.
Yeah, but a lot to the unexperienced eye, it would always seem like it's the same character. But then you realize, okay, a lot of artists have drawn these characters and have been around for 30 years. You know, so what? But you realize this isn't like, you know, the original Goku. This Goku's different because I drew him. There's something in there that makes him mine, even though he's not my original character. So every artist adds some part of themselves into their drawing. That's how you know, oh yeah, I know who drew that. You know, it's his name. You know.
Exactamundo. Exactly. Yeah, right on the nose. But yeah, honestly, I enjoyed that whole chapter with him and Yusuke and everything else.
I like Yusuke's story. It's definitely one of the most interesting ones.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, we kinda discussed Yusuke and broken down Madarame's palace and his boss fight. So, who's next? Makoto?
The only stale character in the whole franchise.
It really irks me how great her ass is and how Queen is, but she isn't. Like, she has those little, like, one of the things I never did tell you, like, I was reading the manga anthology and shit, she apparently has this whole little persona where, oh my god, that sunset is beautiful. But like, there's this little thing where she's just like, she'll go from being the shy, preppy class prez to this scary bitch, scary commanding bitch who everybody loves. And I was like,
dude, she's the student council president. What do you expect?
yeah.
It
But
would
it's
make
like,
sense that she would act like the preppy girl in front of her teachers and the principal, but then she'd act like a snot-nosed, you know, I'm in charge bitch with the students.
yeah, but it's like, she literally got downright satanistic when I fucking read it. Cause like, there was this scene where they were in the mall. I gotta send that shit to you. Where they were reading and it was like, Yusuke was like, oh my god, I'm looking for something in the store. It's like, you can buy this for 20% off. Don't waste your money here. It's like, what is this fucking sorcery? Then there was this part where An was buying lip gloss and he's like, I already have this lip gloss, but it's in a new color. I want it. And she's like, you already have enough lip gloss. Why do you need to buy this one in another color? And she's like, do you really think you're in a position to bargain? Do you need it? No, you don't. Good. And I'm like,
I mean, that kind of side of her kind of does show in some ways in the
yeah, at some point, not a lot though.
literally anything out of surprise.
So it should
She's like,
be. Otherwise, you'd only get in everyone's way.
yeah.
That mentality can prove you're undoing.
But other than that, you're right though. She is still in a piece of bread. It makes me sad because Side need to literally just fucking damn. Side need to just fucking.
I just don't like her. I mean, I like her, but I don't feel any attachment to her. That's the thing.
There's no
Like,
personality, bro.
Yeah, she didn't make me, you know, like feel endeared like all the other characters in the Phantom movies. So, I don't know. I don't have that. Yeah, I miss her. You know, I really like her. She stood out to me. No.
Do you guys
She has
think
one
that? Do you guys think the way that her social link plays out kind of has a role in that?
What do you mean? Like a role in what? Like,
Because we don't exactly get to really know her because her social link is basically about that girl that goes to the same high school you go to and she's, you know, getting involved in that strip club or whatever, and it's like her whole social link is about, you know, getting her out of there.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like when she does that, she's doing it as a student council person. She's not doing that because she's Makoto. It's not like with On with Shiho. You can tell with On, it's like she's doing it because as her, like that's my best friend. I want to help her. You know, so even though most of her social link revolves around Shiho, it still is On in its base. But with Makoto, it just feels like she's doing it as a duty to, you know, protect the students and protect her.
You know?
That's how it feels like. So you don't really get that personal feel in her social link. It just feels like, yeah, you're doing this because she's a student council president. If you want to help her, then yeah, you're doing your role as probably a good student as well. But you're not doing it like, oh yeah, because she's Makoto. That's like, oh, a friend of hers. Like, it's not the same. So I don't know.
you know what I think it is?
Her
Fan
hair?
service. Leave her. You want this damn hair hatred.
I don't like it. I'm always gonna say it. I don't care.
But no, I think it's both fan service because the whole ship thing with her and Akira, that and giving her, trying to make her like have purpose. Because I
Who's more
mean,
On? Okay, but who's more fan servicey than On though?
yeah, but here's the thing though, An was actually good.
Stay right where
I
you
don't
Yeah,
really
we
remember
think
there being any moments of fan service with Makoto
The
though.
immortal.
It's like the whole
Yeah,
boyfriend thing where they tried to push them. No, that's what I think I was trying to get at. The whole pushing them together thing. Because like that whole, the moment she said, "Can you be my pretend boyfriend?" I was like, huh? Like, are you really pushing this right now? And it's like throughout that whole thing, she's trying to find out not only about love, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm trying to study this shit, and I'm like, why are y'all
Yeah, I
trying
mean,
so hard with
They
this?
definitely pushed that, you know, but to be honest, that's about it. You know, that's the only thing that truly made her like want to keep an eye on her because they were trying to push her into Akira. So that what made her that way interesting was because yeah, maybe they could end up together. But it's not because you know she really had any depth of story to really give to everyone else.
Like she literally just, oh man.
Like I don't know what's drier, her story or her hair.
You gotta leave this shit alone, fam. Like we get it. You
all
hate.
All I know is that she should, you know, consult on into what condition she needs.
She needs to grow her hair out too.
She just needs to change the fucking hairstyle. It irks me.
But like, you know, it's just funny to me how that whole it's like she's literally over fucking shadowed by Sai Nijima so bad. Cause it's like
they just hear her last name and then just, you know, everyone's just Sai. Literally, like that's basically
the moment you fuck her, it's like, you know.
Oh yeah, like yeah, you're just like your sister. Like it's like Sai is literally her name is like brought up so many times, even when she herself is not shown. But her name is, you know, said so much more because of Makoto. So it's sad because Makoto just feels like you just give it more spotlight to Sai.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like that nigga in that video says, like you had that Game Boy, and you had that Atomic Purple Game Boy. And it's like, fuck that other Game Boy because you want that Atomic Purple.
Be defeated. No, this can't be happening.
God, I can't believe it.
Like, come on, if you have to choose between Persona Makoto and Shadow Sai, if you ever decided Makoto, you're hopeless.
Considering the fanfic I just read where leave me alone.
Of course you read fanfic, I'm not even surprised.
Impressive.
Well, I have read one where it's like how it would be if she dated Akira, and it was actually really good. And she was like, I'm not gonna marry someone who doesn't go to Tokyo. You know, get yourself a good ass education, keep it, you know, shit like that. And I'm like, they actually really go live together. Like, they're really cute. And it's like, yeah. And I'm like, damn, even when that shit is an option, she totally outweighs her. That is the funniest shit.
Sai will always outweigh Makoto, no matter what you do with Makoto, unfortunately.
And I think the main issue with Makoto for me is that they tried to design her off of Mitsuru. Of course, you guys, you've seen the pictures of Mitsuru that since you guys before, and her characterization is basically just like Makoto's. As far as Mitsuru was the student council president, Makoto's the student council president. Mitsuru was analytical, Makoto's analytical. So when you try to compare the two, and it's like Sai, it's like Mitsuru is like, you take Makoto and you give her the characteristics of Sai. So you put Sai's personality and kind of her no bullshit attitude into Makoto. As far as being like 17 years old, you get Mitsuru. So Sai is like a more adult version of Mitsuru. So when you try to, there's no comparison between the two because Mitsuru is so far beyond what Makoto can be. Even though that Makoto's a little bit more fleshed out, it's still no comparison because you're going to prefer Sai over Makoto just like you're going to prefer Mitsuru over Makoto. So it's like they kind of design her to kind of be a mixture of the two, and it doesn't really work because she loses her individuality in the mix because she's never going to surpass Sai, she's never going to surpass Mitsuru. So it's like, why didn't they decide to do something a little bit different with their characterization?
Damn, Makoto, you just can't keep up. Fuck.
I mean, she definitely does have her moments. I mean, I do kind of see her as somewhat the Mary Sue of the group because she doesn't exactly really have any kind of major flaws. I mean, the only like minute details we get about her past is the fact that, you know, her mother died a few years ago, and of course her father was killed in the line of duty. So that was very difficult for her. That would be difficult for anyone. But that's just about it as far as when it comes to personal interaction between her and Akira. We don't exactly learn anything else about her. So I don't understand.
That's all she talks about.
Yeah, that and the cases that they deal with, and then her wanting to rescue her sister, which is, all fine and well, but we never really get to know her on a personal level. So I don't exactly understand why she's the most popular girl in Persona 5 outside of probably Futaba. But I think Makoto is number 1 and Futaba number 2. I think it's just more so her persona, the fact that it's a motorcycle, and when she turns into queen. So I'm guessing that is the reason why she's the most popular girl, because we don't really get to know her on that personal human level like we get to know some of the other characters.
Yeah, that's honestly just kind of sad. Like, it depresses me to even think about it, because I mean, when I first, let's talk about her persona. I honestly love Johanna and Annette and all that, and her costume is queen, and damn, she looks good in that fucking skin tight suit. But like Judy said, what the fuck did she do to get those powers? Does she even deserve them? No. And I would literally realize that going throughout the game, and I literally just didn't like her character more and more. And it's just then the social link confirmed it, and then them trying to push them together, and it just all as a whole. If not for the fact that Makoto was a decent character to have in a fight, I would have completely forgot about her for somebody like Ann, or who was it? Who was another better healer? Morgana, because Morgana has literally more uses.
Is the final piece.
And is a better character, but anyways.
We may do well to take her alive.
But that's just me.
Wield power beyond our imagination. The Oracle holds the key for the key.
Okay, so I guess we can leave it at that. I mean, it's not really much more. Do we talk about Kaneshiro, even though there's not really much to kind of talk about him, as far as just being, the
Imperial
fat, greedy Yakuza boss?
Piggytron.
I mean, it's a giant ass, piggy bank. I mean, it's kind of it.
I hate it. I hated him, and I hated when he turned into a fly. And every time he fucking got rolled over by Piggytron, I got a little bit happy with glee.
My crystal.
Yeah, definitely.
Damn, even the palace she fucking helped with doesn't have no. Wow.
Honestly, I think Kaneshiro's palace was mostly just used to, make Makoto, the phantom. It's not like what it much
First comes to Sky.
Yeah, I mean, it was her operation from the very beginning, because of course no one knew about Kaneshiro at all. So I'm guessing that Makoto must have digged up, well, she digged up information from Sai's files. So she basically, she created this incident. This wasn't like, Kaneshiro was in the news for doing such and such, because nobody knew who he was. The police couldn't get any kind of information on him. He was strictly in the shadows. And so this was Makoto's personal test to see that, okay, are the Phantom Thieves for real? Are their powers for real? So it was kind of all selfish. She just wanted to know, and she wanted to get in tight with the Phantom Thieves in order to eventually help her in stealing her sister's heart in her palace. So.
And after that, we have that's pretty much it for Kaneshiro's palace, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not really much to really talk about him. He's pretty
so
typical.
Now we get. Yeah. So now we get to the Goat Palace, the Pyramid, Futaba's Palace. The best.
I love Futaba's Palace. It's my favorite palace.
Best art too, and best character.
Yeah. Just, Anubis kinda, ruins it.
Fucking
Everything
Anubis,
else is
bruh.
awesome.
Fuck him and that Kaffa Grievous looking motherfucker.
Him and that
Was that
other priestess looking
Can't
one.
even call her own
Yeah,
brother.
her name.
Isis.
In all fairness,
Yeah, her.
yours wasn't the victory.
Fuck her. Ishtar or whatever the fuck.
What about me?
Yeah, those
She say
three
anything about me?
were terrible. Aside from that, I thoroughly enjoyed Futaba's Palace.
You
I
see
think
that
the
sign?
initiation
Chocobos!
into Futaba's
Chocobos!
Palace is what truly
No
made it
time for
interesting
that.
because
Need to get
it was
to
so
Astala.
different
It's still ages
from,
away.
you know,
Come on,
It
just
was
a
all the
unique
others.
as fuck.
Yeah, because when you realize she herself initiated that, so
Sure.
for you know, she
Let's
wanted
check it
someone
out.
to go into her own heart because she knew that there was something wrong with her. Like even though she was too afraid to really do something about it, but she knew there was something wrong with her. Just it blows my mind. 'Cause I think a lot of people can relate to her on a lot of levels.
Let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
Hurry it up, Prompto.
There
I
in
know I
the
can.
cafe.
So.
Plus, it's like it literally built a big foundation for the story later too, so it was really, really fucking important. Yeah. Plus, we're not gonna sit here and act like this fucking layout of that damn palace and the whole idea of it wasn't gorgeous, because it fucking was.
It was lovely. It's just, you know, the way around it definitely portrayed Futaba's genius. You know, just because of
It
all the
was
things
stressful.
that you had to do. I mean, I wouldn't say it was, to me, it wasn't stressful. It was just
It was-
obviously, it was not straightforward, you know, so it was mindfucking because it made you think, oh, how am I going to, you know, move forward? So you can definitely tell that her, you know, her palette reflects her in so many ways. Because she's this really complex person, you know, with a
Yeah.
lot of different passages and, you know, all types of things. So I like that you can feel the complexity of Futaba's character in her palace. And that's what I liked about Size too. It definitely showed, you know, what didn't really show that much on the outside. The palace definitely showed a lot of it. So that's why those two specifically are my favorite.
It's a little chilly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Imperials above us!
Thanks.
I feel you. That
Yeah,
and
it
the
really
puzzles.
dives into a serious issue that a lot of people deal with, not only just, you know, being somewhat of a hermit and having an inability to be social, but also self-blame. And you kind of think about, you know, because everyone has to undergo this at some point where you resent yourself for past decisions that you've made and, you know, things that have more likely impacted your future. But you then think about, okay, you understand that you made a mistake, but, you know, when are you finally going to be able to forgive yourself? Even though that Futaba is not responsible for what happened, she was framed by, you know, adults, you know, Shido's confidants or whatever. But still, in situations where it's like, you know, you are put in a position to where you have to, you know, forgive yourself for the mistakes that you make. But of course, it's easier said than done because you kind of fall into that pit of depression where you just feel like everything that you have to undergo as far as hardships, you're expected to go through it. It's what you deserve. When in actuality, you don't deserve these things, but depression convinces you that you do deserve these things and that this is going to be, you know, who you are for the rest of your life. So that's why a pyramid or a tomb is the perfect manifestation of that concept. So I was very interested in seeing how they, you know, developed that into Futaba's character, and then finding out that, you know, what the truth about what happened to her mother, and then seeing that monster that Futaba's cognition designed, as far as how she felt that her mother viewed her, and that she blamed her for her dying. And yeah, just overall, I really liked how the overall design of her palace and the story that came behind it. Definitely, for me, it's the second best palace behind Sai's Palace.
There was damn sure good symbolism and a lot of other things put into one, honestly. It's all in all best palace, right?
I say second, but that's just me.
I get you. Also, so on to Futaba's character. Y'all want to go first on that, or?
What do you want to talk about her character? Her social link?
Yeah, I didn't get too far in that, but honestly, from what I can gather, I already enjoyed her character a lot, but that and her fucking persona is so goddamn clutch. Like, my god, it's clutch as fucking saved my ass so much. I'm so glad.
I just kind of wish she would recover, you know, SP2. That would have been really nice.
Yeah,
but no, they just have to make it, you know, a fucking wreck for you.
What's what?
Yeah, you know, they can't make it too easy fucking for us. They could have given us an item that allows us to break the game like that, but, you know.
It's not even that easy, though.
She does give you SP.
She does?
Yeah, you have to get to a certain level, but she does give you SP.
Oh, that's probably why, because I didn't get that far in her social link, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Well, see, well, you would know because you're the expert here, but I don't know shit.
Shit, he's the expert.
Well, he is shit. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, you right.
No.
Oh, see, I wouldn't
Now
know.
Full of stuff. Yeah.
Does it transform too like everybody else's persona?
What'd you say?
Does her persona transform like the way Makoto's did? Or like the other? 'Cause I'm thinking,
everyone's persona transforms into a trickster once you max out their social link.
what does hers turn into?
Yeah, you'll find out. Have to
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll find that out. Cause like, it's
I'll never find
Necronomicon.
I'm not about to go through all that again, I'm sorry. I liked Persona 5, not enough to do the whole thing all over again.
I'm fucking with it.
Why did you want to do it all over again?
I don't know, I mean, I like it, but it's just a lot in that game, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't mind doing it again, but I feel like I wouldn't put the same energy I did the first time. That's my issue.
The hunt is on.
And I don't know. I don't feel like going through the whole balancing my time thing again. As fun as it was the first time, I don't think I enjoyed it too much. But I will eventually want to replay it, just not anytime soon.
Yeah, that's definitely understandable.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I feel right now. But eventually, you know, when I have maybe more time to do so, and I actually feel inspired to go back to it, I definitely will go back to it.
I'll probably do it on a leisurely type basis.
Yeah, I just feel like maybe because, you know, it's still so soon, and it is such a long game, playing it again after, you know, not that long time of when it would be like, it would feel
I feel you. Yeah. You want to take a break?
Yeah, I still have other games to do. Like, I already feel like pressured enough as it is, because there's just like other games I still want to play before certain games come out. So it's
I get you. Oh yeah. But no, that was
squad just showed up.
That's why I'm like, where the hell did they come from?
Like they were literally shooting out They were chilling in the. They were chilling in the bushes, and then they just came out like guns blazing and shit.
Oh damn, I get, but that's literally the whole. That's the whole hood that came out of nowhere.
Like yeah. It's just not his day. It ain't his day, bro.
When is it ever not his day though? It's never not. Unless he's fishing.
You right though, yeah. Okay, so that's Futaba's palace. Let me see. Then there was Okumura. Okuma's Palace wasn't bad, but nah, fuck that whole last boss fight.
I think what made Okuma's like a drag was simply the whole like trying to find the cards and know what executive you want to or something. Also how I guess it was formed, like you have like the little minions and then you have like the big guy. So it feels like you can't go straight to the big guy because you have to deal with the little guys. Really irritating. Like if you didn't get rid of them, like, like if you didn't get rid of them, they would heal the big guy and then you lose it. It was stressful.
But then that Big Bang Burger bomb. I swear to God, if it wasn't for the fat Joker dodged that shit at the last minute, or he got afflicted with hunger, I swear I would have lost that boss fight and never finished the damn game. Like, I hated that shit.
I got damn lucky too the first time. I'm surprised I actually didn't die, because I gotta say, I don't know how to really finesse with Persona.
That was a close one.
I think I barely got by my level.
Like, if you take...
Yeah, but I think the fact that I probably had a variety of personas that had like each type of attack, I think that's what really helped me.
Save that ass.
Yeah, but to say that I was actually good at like, you know, fighting, I can't say I was. I really can't.
See,
I was really clumsy a lot of times.
I can relate because there were times I didn't know what the fuck I was like, all I know is there's a weakness and I gotta abuse that.
Yeah.
Then I started playing and I was like, I started, you know, using the once mores and thinking about who the baton passing to and who could benefit the most from that shit, you know. But if you take away the once mores and the crits and the fucking gun moves and shit, your ass is just you're gone.
I mean, you know, surprisingly though, I think I've only died 3 times.
Stop bitching, start
And
killing.
I think the first time I died in Kamoshida's Palace because I was really still getting the hang of it. Like, I really didn't know what I was doing. It was terrible. I think I only died twice in his palace, and I think I died once in Thias' palace. That was the only 3 times I died.
Opening.
I'm surprised. I actually expected to die a lot more because I really didn't know what the fuck. I'm impressed.
I just died in Side's palace, I don't think once, but she's probably the only palace I didn't die in, if I'm correct. But fuck, I died the only time I died in that hole was when I kept going and kept going. I was like, I know I can do more. I need to push myself. I know I can do more, damn it. And then it's like, you know, you run into the wrong fucking fight, you get fucked up, you fucking get clumsy and trip, and then I died. Fuck that shit. I hate it. I raged so many times from that.
Yeah.
God, no. Like, then, you know, I realized you have to take your time doing this shit. You can't just be all finesse and, like, baton pass that shit all quick and finessed in hell and shit. And, like, yeah, I totally got this.
You have to be careful how, you know, go with using, you know, your skills, or, you know, your guns and all that. Like, I think that's what makes it so tricky, because it's definitely hard to figure out, oh, which one's the best course. Like, I don't want to, you know, waste all my SP, or you don't want to waste all your, you know, your bullets.
I had to be so fucking rationing with that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's what makes it like feel so overwhelming, because you have to, you know, be careful what you're doing, because even if you like fuck up one turn, like one turn can make a whole difference. So for me, that's what made it seem so overwhelming. First, I was like, I have no idea what the hell at all.
yeah. Then it's like, see, here's the thing with me. I tried to make sure to have at least half a palace done in a damn day, and I normally got that goal accomplished for all of them. I like to have as much done so I can have the rest of the days off when I finish it and be like, okay, I can use this day to go through the entire palace, and if I can, I'll take a break, go through half, waste a couple days, get the items I need, go back in. Then I'll be ready for the boss fight. You know, that type of shit. But then planning was like, you know, fuck that. Gary's like, you can't plan this shit, you gotta be ready. But it's like, you gotta prep for this shit just a little bit, but you can't plan what the fuck you don't know is there.
Knowing the danger.
I mean, you have to go in with a certain game plan. I mean, the only game plan you can really follow is that you need to conserve your SP, because it's very easy to depend on it, because you want to exploit the weaknesses of the shadows. But if you don't have the items that, like the SP adhesive, that you can regenerate SP, or you have, you know, a persona that has a move or an ability that grants you to refill your SP, you're gonna be, you know, having issues.
Yeah.
That was a lot of my issue, because since I used to carry so much, like his SP, I would drain his SP like so quickly sometimes. So that's why I always decided, if I know I'm gonna do that, I at least want to buy them the strongest melee weapons. That way they can do that damage if I run out of SP. I think that's what helped me, because I knew that I would run that shit so quickly. So I think balancing that out made me go through the palaces a lot easier. Because if I had just stuck with, I'm just gonna use, like, you know, my persona every turn, I would have died like so.
Get her done.
If it wasn't for the fact that I could, what is it? If it wasn't for the fact that I could exploit weaknesses and all out all of them, like, I would have been dead. Cause I relied on weakness, fucking hold up, triangle button, all out, in that fight like a fucking G. Get out of there. You done good, man.
Yeah, but even when you do that, I mean, doesn't mean that you're conserving, you know, SP, because sometimes to get like the weakness, you still have to use.
Yeah.
And if you play on a higher difficulty, like hard or on merciless, a lot of times you're gonna end up missing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, even on normal, I mean, sometimes even your normal attacks missed. I can only imagine how it must be on a higher difficulty.
Nah, imagine when they have evade ice or evade nuke, and that shit missed already as much as it did. Man, fuck that.
I think the worst move for me was when they made that barrier that no magic would hit them. God, I hate that.
Oh, hell.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the most irritating one. You know,
like a
physical
catchy.
attacks. Yeah, like, you know, physical attacks, I don't think most people truly use them as much. So even if they had, like, you know, yeah, you can't hit me physically, it didn't affect too much. But the magic one, you definitely felt it, because you're also, you mostly use your personas to fight. So that may be limited because you can't use it. You really have to rely on either your gun or melee.
I found a quick trick to that shit.
Like always, you always find some quick shit to do something.
Leave me alone. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Not really.
Ah.
We get it. You like to exploit, but, you know, actual seasoned gamers actually like a challenge.
Isn't the challenge in trying to find out how to get past it, though?
No, because sometimes you realize if you're just going to go, like, make it look so easy. It's like in Pokemon. Even if you try to make everything, just use super effective moves against something, it's not really a challenge, because you're going in there 100% confident you're going to whoop his ass. So you're not going to feel a challenge if you have that kind of mentality. Meanwhile, if you're limited, and it makes you, if it forces you to create new ways, you know, to fight this enemy that, you know, in a way that you probably wouldn't want to, it definitely kind of, you know, it's an adrenaline rush, because, you know, you like the challenge of it. You feel like, I wonder, I'm gonna eventually kick your ass. It's gonna feel incredibly satisfying to do so. And when you do so, it really does feel incredibly satisfying.
Cause see, yeah, that's how it was with the whole Akechi boss. Cause when I played that, I literally went in, you know, trying to fight him and pick him off a good way. Cause I was like, he's gonna move he's gonna have more turns. I already know, cause they always do. Cause fuck that.
But you know what I realized? Your strategies in literally everything is to exploit. That's literally your strategy in every game you've ever played.
No,
Yeah,
not exactly. If there's nothing to exploit, that's why I literally had to sit there and think outside the box and find another way.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't give you the option. But if you have the option, that's literally the main strategy you go with.
You know what? Stop predicting shit.
It's not predicting. That's literally how you play. You've told us that many times.
Oh yeah, I did though.
Oh my god, you really think I'm talking out of my ass?
Oh my god.
Really?
Cause I mean, like, it's there to be fucking used. I mean, there are some things where it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do it. Cause like, I have had those moments in those fights, cause they're so damn important. But everything else, if I don't feel like usually dealing with it, like, what was it? No, there wasn't anything like that. Like with the Akechi, I just went in guns a-blazing and trying to fight him, and I got my ass handed to me. Then I realized, oh wait. Actually, no, I found out that by accident. Never mind.
Of course.
The moment I found out, oh wait, I have a persona that can deflect physical attacks, I was like, you dumbass. Then, you know, it's like, oh damn, she's immune to, what is it, curse attacks? Yeah, I can literally get rid of that shield now that I think about it. And I was like, that whole fight was like, damn. Then I forgot Haru had that damn skill that had high crits, and I was like, I can really do this shit, can I? I did not even know.
I guess we can go into talking about Haru. Unfortunately, she has the disadvantage of being the very last character to join the Phantom Thieves. And
Disadvantage?
Yeah, because she comes into the game so late. I mean, by the time you get to Haru, most people have already chosen who they're going to romance. And on top of that, in order to romance her, if you wanted to, you have to have your proficiency maxed out. And most people don't max out their proficiency until their second playthrough.
True. I think I maxed out mine, I think. I don't know.
Let's have some light.
I only maxed out proficiency, knowledge, and charm.
Encyclopedic isn't the max for knowledge, right?
Yeah, it is. Isn't it?
Knocked.
I don't remember.
Yeah, mine was encyclopedic. The charm was already maxed out. Kindness was at angelic. Proficiency, I'm pretty sure was maxed out. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get where I was with. Who was it? Hifume or Hifumi. And what was the other one? Yeah, I had to max that out. It took me a while to do that because I was trying to ask about that gun from Way. No,
yeah, you have to be like a dauntless task about the gun that he gave you.
Yeah, and I was like, it took damn near a long ass time in the game. I'm like, why does it take me so long to pick this shit up? I thought I should have it by now. Then I realized this is something you'll do at post game.
I think guts is like kindness. You know, it's one of those things that is not the most straightforward thing to truly raise up. It's not like knowledge. I think was probably the easiest one to raise up every time you answer a question right in school, or with like certain things. And proficiency is definitely easy to max out. But I think guts and kindness, for me personally, were the ones that took me the most time to.
See, kindness used to be a pain in my ass too, until I started realizing people read DVDs, started doing things like hanging out with people, doing confidants, and working at that flower store, and you know, everything with plants.
And then there's what I did was work at the flower shop and I read stuff.
Exactly.
But I never read the DVDs. I did it once and I gave it in late. So I figured, why am I gonna do this to myself? I'm not gonna continue playing late.
Exactly. Cause I remember when I went back to that shit. Oh my god, I was like 21 days late.
I was only 2 days late and I was already freaking out. I was like, oh my god. But it wasn't my fault, I was in a mess.
Like, you really get swept up in the whole fucking game. It's like, oh damn, I have a late fee. I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like, jeez.
Yeah. Well, no. Back to, but yeah, Haru. I really loved Haru. It took me a little, like, No,
stay
we
in
didn't
range
even discuss
until we can
Futaba all
exploit
the way,
its
I love
did we?
fault.
Yeah,
Did we?
I love how Haru's introduced. I thought it was really funny how she was introduced simply because of damn Morgana and his damn rebellious little face.
Morgana
No, he
just-
wasn't being rebellious. He was being petty. He was being petty as
That's what I
fuck.
was thinking.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it
just
didn't even
love
work
how-
neither.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I love how they made it seem like, oh yeah, we're just like, you know, this cool duo. Like, I don't need y'all. I have my own cool new Phantom Thief that can probably do way better than y'all. And then you come to realize her persona's not even half developed or shit. You're like, really, Morgana?
The one thing that really fucked with me is like he really felt insecure because Futaba was doing a better job than he was. It's like, nigga, you have an element and a bunch of other shit you can do. We can't. Why the fuck is you so upset?
Exercise due caution.
Okay, but can you blame him though? It literally felt like, you know, everybody was putting some kind of great, you know, role
Yeah.
into the whole Phantom Thief.
But
It
what
felt
was
like
he
Morgana
doing?
was already feeling lost as it is from the get-go. You know, he comes off as this confident little shit, but deep down
Yeah.
inside, he was always insecure about
We've
his
got the
origins
beast
because he
on our
didn't
side.
remember anything. It's like he hid it all the time because he just
The
was a
behemoth
little
should be heading
synthetic.
back to its lair.
Really
Where we
big.
can catch
Yeah.
it fully off guard.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
you
I
can do that.
understand where he was
As long as we
coming
stand
from
by
in the sense like, oh, everybody's doing this and doing that, so he felt like he was losing himself. Like, what am I doing for this group, you know? Even though, yeah, in a sense, because of him that they were created, but he felt his role was diminishing because all these people with these great talents were coming in. You know, especially when Futaba
Yeah, I
came
feel
in,
you.
it definitely hit him, you know, in the ego because he realized, damn, Futaba's like this talented genius who knows like fucking
Damn near everything.
everything about a lot of things. And then as Morgana realizes, I don't even know about my own past. So obviously he's gonna feel like, damn, I'm worthless. But it comes off
You right.
funny how he decides to leave because, like Gary said, it comes off as petty. It's not even because, oh yeah, he's actually, you know, he's hurt, but it comes off as petty. So you really can't feel
Yeah.
bad for him at the moment because you can't take him seriously.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, you really couldn't at all. Like, you are right. And it's like, the moment he did that, I was like, even Queen was like, you seriously just fucking came here to do this shit? Really?
Yeah, and then sadly Haru was thrown into that awkward tension between them. So I felt bad for her because she's like, you know, she's trying to, you know, she's like, oh, just, I can't, I'm gonna go with Morgana, but then she meets everybody else, she's like stuck in the middle of it, she's like, oh my god, what do I do? You know, so nobody takes her seriously at first because she's like, okay, what is she doing here? So
Like,
I find
he
it
already
really
said that.
funny. Yeah, I find it really cute how she's introduced. I just really like.
Her whole character is just, I love her. Like, she is adorable. And she can't help it. Because, I mean, like, one thing I will say, like, she may be adorable, but she does have a good character. Like, it's not just cuteness, you know? Like, she actually has fucking problems and shit to struggle with. Like, she literally has to deal with her father's death and the whole Orkumara Food company and corporation fucking.
And the
with,
fact
like,
that she had
others.
to accept a political marriage just so the fact that her father could be married in and, you know, have political
hell
status.
yeah.
Her father was a damn communist.
That's fucking terrible.
I
That
mean,
is
yeah,
the
like
worst.
before his death, I mean, she had to deal with the pressure of being like his heir. So obviously he didn't care about her. He didn't look at her like, oh, as a daughter of like, I love you. The way he just looked at her as like, I'm gonna mold you into, you know,
Whatever I
what
see
a
fit.
should be. So she
That's
definitely felt that
disgusting.
pressure, and she didn't say anything because you know wasn't in her nature to be this aggressive person. She just took it as like, you know, she's just like this sweet person who just took it as, you know, what am I gonna do? It's like,
She doesn't know how to fucking come out and be abrupt. Then when she finally came out and yielded to her
Yeah.
rebellious nature with the persona, that's something I can't agree with her.
yeah, but then
'Cause
she
it's-
realized that even if she said no, she realized it wouldn't change anything because her father he was the one holding all this power. So she knew it was wrong, but she didn't know. Even if she said no and tried to fight it, she knew she would not win. So she was just, you know, she would just stay quiet about it. Because no matter what she did, it wouldn't change anything. So she was
That's
aware
just
of her situation, you know? That's why I think that's what really pushed her to join the Phantom Thieves, because she found a way for, you know,
to
to
fight
express
back.
herself through them. Yeah. So she felt like if not directly, I can do it this way and change my father into making him realize that what he was doing was wrong.
Yeah.
Without realizing that it was gonna end up more fucked up than what it should have been.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Please tell me you actually fucking stick it to that nigga that keeps coming back into her life.
What?
Do you actually kick that nigga out or nah? Like that dude, like her fiance, her supposed like fiance. Like, do you do something about him?
I mean, do you want me to spoil it? Because I can.
Nah. But I mean, I was gonna say,
but yeah, something like, happens, but you know, you'll have to.
I just want to know if you get rid of him.
No, he doesn't die, but.
In my head, he does.
I was like,
no, I don't know. I just know that I just want him 50,000 feet away from Haru.
I want to put a knife through his throat.
See, I just want him to be far away. Why do you have to be so close?
Because that nigga literally is like, you fucking don't walk away from me. You fucking don't you dare. And I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna need you to back the fuck up.
It's like, what do you expect him to be? He's a rich boy that has no future, you know, planned out for him. He has all this money. So of course he's gonna feel like this king of the world, especially with, you know, little submissive Haru over here that, you know,
I hate bastards like that.
Well, of course
like,
they exploit that. I mean, that's
like,
exactly why he should get kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, I hate bastards like that. And it's like the fact that he's literally just like, oh, you know, you're supposed to do it. It's like, bitch, you know what you can do?
He's an entitled asshole. What do you expect?
Yeah, you're right.
Ponto, you're up.
Oh, hi there. I hope when I go through that social link, she literally is just like, you know, fuck you, you can go to hell, I'm gonna run this whole company myself, and if you don't stop fucking with me, I'm gonna run your shit to the ground. That's what I hope.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what happens, pretty much. I mean, no, she doesn't, you know, kill the fiance, but she does, you know, request that, you know, they have, you know, their political marriage is canceled. So with that, and then she actually decides to give not give Akuma refuse, but she lets a trusted individual in the company run the business operations, and basically she just goes off to, you know, want to open up her own cafe.
That's so cool. And I mean, I kind of saw that coming, considering the fact that she is a romance option. Because I mean, how the fuck would that work? He would have to be out the picture for Joker and her to be fucking together.
Mind if I do?
Now, I will say that if you decide to put her in the friend zone, you're gonna feel like such a fucking jerk for doing it.
Yeah, I would.
Because she's the only one in the group that really has a sincere crush on you. And she lets you know that from day one.
Ponto, you're up.
Damn.
Oh, hi there, opening.
I don't know how to respond to that. It's like, how the fuck can you turn that down? Like, ew. Like, how can, like, yeah, I'm involved with somebody else, so, shit.
It just occurred to me, but this is totally like King's Knight.
Fuck, man.
Huh? There's 4 of us, just like in the game.
Persona plays with your fucking heart.
5-star character. Hell no.
Nah, but I mean,
Rare.
she's cool, but would I romance her? No.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'd romance Haru over Makoto.
You gotta get rid of this fucking hate. You in this damn hate, bruh. I mean, I understand how you feel.
Haru's cute. Makoto's just like... she's so stable. Like, I don't know, man, you know... She'd probably be the type of person that will, like, you know, when you have sex, she'd probably be like, oh yeah, but from what I've read, when you do this, you do that. She'd be bored.
Yeah, like even when she. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think
no, she was talking about
everything's okay.
do this, do that. The fuck?
Shut up, Nick. But anyway.
Book by book person.
But yeah, once you actually do max out her confidant and you decide to date her, she even compares like the sexual advances she makes. She compares them to academics.
Oh my goodness.
So she's like, you know, we've been studying and all these things. Well, how about we study some things we don't have experience in?
Like love. Oh my god.
Like, let's say, you know, when she wants to say, you know, let's start a family. Yeah, you know how 1 + 1 is 2? Yeah, let's make that happen.
I'm so turned off. Like, no, like throw the whole relationship away. Fuck this.
Just throw the whole Makoto away. Just throw her away.
Cause I've said some cheesy shit in my life, but never have I ever fucking said, yeah, you know, let's take 1 and 1 + 1 and make 2 and make this shit happen. You know, let's do that. Like, no, fuck
yeah, but
that.
you suck at math. So.
It's a little chilly.
You know what?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say that.
Hell no. I'll say
you'd
some.
probably say some like historical shit. That's what you would say. You probably say like, oh, you know how this country conquered this one? Let me conquer you.
You know
That'd be some shit you would say.
No. Fuck.
Let me fertilize your fields.
Be like, let me what? Be like, let me conquer that ass or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, you probably would do some shit like that.
Honestly, I don't really plan this shit. Like, it just happens. I can't control it. It's like,
oh yeah, you can't control all the juice you have.
You know
all that infinite juice.
What is God, stop, let's not focus on me. Anyway, no, Makoto, no, yeah, she
has no juice.
She has no juice.
There's no juice. She doesn't even have apple juice.
She just has ass and hips, and it's just like, why does it have to be on somebody so damn bland?
She has brains. Okay, we're not gonna sit here and just, you know.
Yeah, she does it, but she has like by the book shit.
Cause yeah, what really makes Makoto stand out is her brains. Okay, that's what makes her stand out. But her brains are just boring.
She don't apply it in the right ways, in a sense.
You know, she's kind of like Yusuke, that she's just so socially awkward that she just, you know, her best method of dealing with things is by the book. So that's why everything just comes off stale with her, because she always has to apply some kind of book solution to it when obviously life can't go by the book.
Swarming with bugs.
You feel me?
Yeah, like she
doesn't have any street smarts. Like An is straight up street smarts, and
yeah,
she's exactly.
Shit.
Yeah. That's why An is so incredibly appealing, because aside from her being a pretty face, she also knows how to survive in life. Makoto, yeah, she's pretty, but she doesn't have any life experience. You know, she's always been coddled in all kinds of ways. So, you know, you haven't really seen her personally struggle at any way. Unlike An, who's actually had to fend for himself.
Shit, she's a model. She has to fucking struggle in that goddamn industry because of how bad that shit is.
Yeah, and aside from the fact that she doesn't have her parents with her, you know,
exactly.
Like they're always traveling, so she really was like, yeah, I've always been by myself. But she made
had to
the
grow
best
up
of
real
it in her
quick.
own way. Yeah, exactly. You know, she had to find her way in life to make her life more comfortable, emotionally and physically in a lot of ways. And Makoto's always had, like, you know, a good roof over her head. She's always had Sai to support her and all that. So Makoto hasn't had any struggle except, like, probably like, emotional. But even then, it's not like, oh, this complete hurdle that she had to overcome. No. She just became aware of the fact that, yeah, I can be free to make my own decisions and not feel like, yeah, everything has to be said by an adult. That's it. It's not anything out of the extraordinary.
Damn.
The roads are perilous at night. Let us wait for morning.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I'll take the wheel from here. So
But
be
nah,
it.
she can't
Only
flirt with
ask.
shit.
Keep
Nah.
the recklessness to a minimum.
Dude, if I ever heard Makoto
Honestly.
flirt, I'd fucking die of laughter.
Makoto is literally that person
Time to
who, the
go.
moment, considering that the fan fiction I read was literally like a one shot. What would happen if Akira
Here we go,
dated?
That's her fanfiction.
Leave me alone, damn you.
That's your reference.
Well, there literally were one shots written about how Joker would interact with all of the girls based off of for somebody who played the damn game and actually took references and shit from it. So it wasn't like, oh, you know, I'm gonna free write this shit and this is how I think it's gonna be and they're gonna fuck. They didn't even fuck in it. So, and
But
it's
you're
like,
making
throughout the,
arguments from fan fiction.
I'm sorry, what?
You're making arguments from fan fiction.
You know what?
We've already discussed how Makoto is socially awkward. We don't need to bring fan fiction into the discussion. It's unnecessary.
Fine.
We're out of here.
Hey,
No, but seriously, I mean, what's the point of bringing it up? Because all you're gonna talk about is the fact that they didn't fuck, and it's like, well, we kind of already brought that to the discussion because we've already talked about how romantically she wouldn't know romance if it hit her in the fucking eyes.
She obviously doesn't know condition.
I was just gonna talk about how shy she would be, but yeah.
But people actually find that cute how shy she is, and I think that's also why people don't exactly like An, is because An is more outgoing and a little bit more charismatic. So they
That's
actually prefer to have someone who's a little bit more tamed and book smart. So I think that's why people prefer
no.
Makoto.
I mean, it's understandable why a lot of people
Yeah.
go flock for Makoto, but like, I guess me being a street smart person, obviously An is a lot more attractive.
So it's down
Was
to
that what I
like,
think it was?
would you go for somebody
like to
who's
me.
by the book,
Why here?
tame,
Why now?
or somebody who's
I don't know,
meek
and I don't want to
and
find
like
out.
has a
Same here.
personality?
I say we step on it.
I mean, tamed is like, you could always try to untame someone,
What can I say?
but it's kind of boring.
Like this. Nothing to it.
That's just me though. I feel like Makoto, even if she tried to be like more of spontaneous, it still wouldn't be all that fun. Meanwhile with An, it's
That
like,
would be so
yeah, I
weird.
feel like everything with An is fun. You know, cause she's just so
True.
comfortable in her own skin, in the sense that she's so herself, you know? And it's
Yeah,
refreshing.
you never know what to
because-
expect.
It's rather
Yeah,
dark
because a lot
out.
of, you know,
You sure we can
especially
handle
teenage
this?
girls are not
I can see
comfortable
fine. Take the
enough
load
to
off
just
for
be
a
like,
while.
yeah, I'm gonna have fun in my life, and just, you know, just do that. Well, Makoto is just so self-aware of every little thing that she does because it's just, you
In her
know,
ass.
that's how her whole life has been. I can't blame her for it, but you know, that's how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess we can leave that and close that shit. So, that's it. Who else? I think we pretty much covered all of them, save for like Ryuji. But I mean, we pretty much went over him already.
Okay, so you're just gonna forget about my wife like that?
I'll take it
Who?
from here.
Sai
Already.
fucking Nijima?
I thought we were going over all the palaces and like the Phantom Thieves. That's,
Because
we can
she
talk
has
about-
the last palace in the fucking game.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I forgot about that. Yeah, we really on. Yeah, we're really on to fucking the fucking next one. I got so stuck in the other conversation. Yeah. One of the best ones. Cynegemus Palace, the damn casino.
Knocked? Are you alright? With what?
Anyways.
You've been at the wheel all night. I don't suppose you'd catch
And then, you know, we got Shadow Sai and fucking Akechi the mosquito ass nigga.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Don't mention it.
That
Get some
mask.
rest now.
I don't know how to, like, can you feel bad for, like, Akechi? Because he literally is the last one.
You can feel bad for Akechi because in a way, like,
Everything
you know,
in order.
life played him.
Yep.
It's just that he just, you know, tackled it in a negative way. You know,
Just,
it's not like
yeah.
On. You know, On tried to make the best out of her situation. Akechi just, you know, took it upon himself. Like, he kind of played victim of, like, yeah, like this whole world was kind of against me and shit. I mean, I could understand in a way where he's coming from, but I felt like he was a little too extreme in his actions. You know, for him to like go out there and be so aggressive and just, you know, just for the sake of, oh yeah, proving my father wrong. It's like, I don't know.
Or literally.
You know?
No, I have zero sympathy for Akechi. I acknowledge.
Oh, I have sympathy. It's like,
yeah,
you can understand where he's coming from, but you're not gonna be like, I'm gonna save you.
No, yeah, it's like I accept his good deed as far as what he did to allow the Phantom Thieves to get out, as far as sacrificing himself the way he did, but we're talking about the most evil character in the whole fucking game. Everything that's been going on goes back to him and the shit that he was doing, basically because it was something to do for him. It was a fucking game.
Yeah.
And when you put that
true.
into perspective, that is like the most heinous shit that you can even think about doing.
And for the dumbest
really
reason,
is.
like just to prove my father, you know, and slap him in the face, like realizing, oh yeah, I'm your son, I'm doing all this shit. Like, I played you thinking that, oh, you were playing me, but I realized at the end, bitch, you were still playing yourself. Because you're doing all this, you know, evil acts, not caring about anybody else, but yet you're over here expecting people to care for your story. You know, it's just, it seems a hypocrite. So, how am I gonna feel pity, you know, and be like, oh yeah, dude, I totally feel you. Like, I've had a struggle, you've had a struggle. No, it's not the same way at all, because even with the Phantom Thief and their own struggles, they at least try to make a change, no matter how selfish their actions looked. Because obviously they're over here changing hearts without asking the person themselves, so yeah, it was selfish. But it's not like they had malicious intent behind it. They genuinely wanted to make a difference in the world in a good way. Meanwhile, Akechi just said, fuck it, I don't give a shit about anybody. I'm gonna do this my way, and the best way I know how to do it, and I'm gonna just do what I want to meet my goal.
And it's just the way he goes about doing it. Is that he goes into the metaverse and basically creates all of these murders in all of these situations, and then goes back into the real world and presents himself as this ace detective in solving these mysteries that he made to make himself seem like he's this genius.
It's disgusting.
It really is. And just the fact that, you know,
How about more
he
shots
played
of
the
Gladio?
role so fucking well irritates the crap out of
Gotcha.
him.
I'll see what I can do.
And it's just like the moment I saw, it was like at first it's like, oh, he's a nice guy, but it's like, wait a minute, there is nobody that fucking nice without them being like homicidally psychotic. And
Just his first
that-
persona just gave me the worst feeling. Just seeing that stupid Robin Hood, I'm like, oh no, you doing something dirty here. I'm not gonna sit here and fool me that you're some kind of hero looking out for the people. You can get the many fucks out of here with that shit. Then we
That
actually
banner in
see
the
his real
background.
persona. You're like, yep, I knew it. You a dirty motherfucker.
On behalf of the locals, I give you my
then that
heartfelt
banner in the
thanks.
background and his
It's all
all
about
out.
the chocobos. Our roads are at your disposal.
Just his
You can
outfit
rent 'em
pissed
anytime
me
you
off. Look
The
like
mosquito.
looking some like knockoff Eileen the Crow
Glad to
bullshit.
see y'all made it back in one piece.
Hurts the crap out of me. Like,
You
who
know why
told
his
them
nose
those
is so
colors even
long?
go together?
That nigga lies.
Looking like disgusting candy.
Let's go for a ride.
God, I hate him.
The reason his nose is so long is because of the simple fact that nigga's straight lying.
Shit. outbeats Pinocchio's for damn sure.
Nah, we're not gonna disrespect Pinocchio like this.
Okay, Pinocchio, first of all, disrespects himself by existing. So I'm not disrespecting. Fuck Pinocchio.
Oh my god.
I hate that bitch. I hope he burns.
Jesus. But no, I can't.
No, you're a real pain. That's what you are.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't deny Akechi's skills for being deductive. I mean, the fusion character of basically putting Light Yagami and putting Sherlock Holmes together.
Hell no.
What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hell no.
He gave me too many Light Yagami feels. Just the hairstyle. I hated it. Just from the moment I saw him.
In the moment I was like, damn, he really do though.
But you know what's great? You know, at the same time what's great about his character is that he just knew how to play everything so smoothly.
Clear
I
skies,
fucking hate him for that, you know?
rising.
Because he was like one of those villains that at the same time you gotta respect just how cunning he was. He just makes me want to punch him more in the face.
And that's why his meltdown when you fight him in Shido's ship is so satisfying, because you finally see him break down.
Yes.
Because he's always so cool, calm, and collected. He's always one step ahead. He knows everything. But then when you finally are able just to peel everything off and you see him for who he really is, and you actually see his face like actually starting to melt because he's so fucking gone and psychotic, you only really get that pleasure from that moment the very first time. Because of course once you play it again, you already know what's going to happen, but that very first time, it's so satisfying to see him break down like that.
Honestly, that was the most refreshing thing. I was so happy when I beat that fool. I was like, I don't care, you sacrifice yourself, I ain't gonna miss you. It's like, thank you, but fuck you.
That's like that one thing was supposed to make up for like everything he did. It's like,
But you
no.
You know what the funny thing is though? It's like he thought he had Shido played all along when Shido already knew everything. So in the end, he wasn't doing anything because it wasn't even gonna work out the way he wanted to.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah, and he came to that realization when he saw his own shadow.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's funny because you realize he was doing all this and thought he was gonna end his whole life with his Big Bang, and then comes to find out that you did all that and for nothing because the bastard already knew.
That's so fucking sad.
That just made me happy because I'm like, hey, you fucked up, bitch. I just felt bad for the people who were victims of his stupid tirade, but apart from that, I felt no pity for him.
It's like, no. Fuck. I want to say maybe if Joker was there or he knew him ahead of time, beforehand all this shit, maybe it wouldn't have happened.
I think it's one of those things that, you know, that would have been him from the get-go.
Hey, Noct, don't you want to get a shot of you?
He was just one of those people that was just so weak to everything that hit him that he would have sunk in a way. Maybe not that much, but I think that was just, that dark hole in him was probably always going to be it.
Like he would always struggle with it eventually.
Yeah, like he'd always do some fucked up shit to, like, you know, prove something or make himself feel like he's worth something.
His issue is wasted talent, and it's unfortunate because when he does join the Phantom Thieves and you see the skills that he has, I mean, he has almighty skills for fuck's sakes. You know, and how strong Robin Hood is, and the fact that, you know, Robin Hood transforms into Loki. I mean, the only reason that the Phantom Thieves, and they actually acknowledge this, is that the only reason that they beat him is because it was 8 against 1. Because Akechi is so far beyond any member of the Phantom, even Joker. You know, he's fucking scary strong, that it took 8 people just to fucking beat him. So
and
it's
the
just,
fact that he fucking
And it's cool that they acknowledge that.
Take a shot from
here.
here.
That's a cool thing. You know, they thought that, oh yeah, we took big victory, but they acknowledge that had it not been all of us in this bitch, we would have never beaten Akechi. That's cool.
Exactly. Because that's such an anime cliche that, you know, you just always see, you know, teamwork, you know, we're strong and this and that, but it's like, no.
Hell no.
You know, you would have beaten our fucking ass if we wouldn't have joined forces. Point blank, period.
I gotta admit, yeah, that's true. If they didn't admit that, I would have been like, is this really like those fucking tropes where it's like my friends are my power?
That's exactly why Persona 5 is such a great game, because it shows all those little details that are so appreciated, because, you know, they're not just here pretending that, oh, they're all this, you know, overpowerful people. It's like they acknowledge, you know, things, you know, even if they're just teenagers, you know, immature teenagers, but they realize, you know, their rights and their wrongs, which is cool. And they, you know, and I'm glad that Akechi, in a way, was shown that he was truly a great character, but unfortunately, all the bad shit that he did just made him so, you know, unattractive in so many ways. And it felt like, had he been on the good side,
came back to bite him.
Yeah, I mean, he helped you so much in Saya's palace. Like, literally, like, I really don't think you would have gotten through that palace without him at all, because he just figured out every nook and cranny of how Saya wanted them to be stuck in places, and he figured that out, like, fucking quickly. Like, you know, it's amazing.
I could get used to that type of shit.
Yeah, he was such an intelligent and resourceful person in that palace, so you have to appreciate him in that moment. Yeah, but sadly, it's just so fucked up.
Damn.
Everything in order?
Yep.
Oh,
all right.
Not much that could be said about him aside from that.
Yeah, well, I guess getting back to Sai and the formation of her palace, I guess setting it up, she's been, well, of course, before the Phantom Thieves started gaining notoriety, she was trying to figure out what exactly was going on with the mental shutdown cases, and she even brings in Akechi to utilize his brain and his ability for deductions, and of course, because he was actually the one in the black mask behind the scenes causing all the mental shutdowns, he was able to provide just a little bit of insight to keep her satisfied to a degree without telling her everything, because of course if he did tell her everything, then she would figure out that he's the one behind the mental shutdowns. And as a prosecutor, and of course the way that the Japanese government is set up, that they pretty much win every case. It's like when you're brought up on charges, there's like a 99% chance you're going to be convicted. So the way that their law is set up is that, you know, the law is always going to win no matter what. So you have that going on, and then here come the Phantom Thieves, you know, who are able to not only capture these elusive criminals and exploit them, but also force them to have a change of heart that forces them to give an open confession regarding their crimes. And so, of course, Sai takes this to heart, because it feels like the Phantom Thieves are not only doing their job, but they're doing their job way better than they ever could. So this eventually leads to her development of jealousy from the Phantom Thieves, not because they're the Phantom Thieves, but because they're more effective than, you know, their own local government and police force. So I like how that all manifests into creating her palace, which is the casino, and how she's willing to go to any length in order to capture the Phantom Thieves, even if that means fabricating lies. I mean, as fucked up as that is, I mean, it is, but it also shows her human side, you know, that she wasn't a perfect person, that she was prone to making mistakes. And of course, this was a giant mistake, trying to convince a group who, although, yeah, they're operating outside the rules and regulations of local government as far as the way you're supposed to conduct yourself, but they are making a positive impact in society. They're saving people who needed to be saved, who wouldn't have been saved under other circumstances. So That's why I love Sai and I love her palace. It's my favorite palace. I mean, the casino is just so stylish. I love the soundtrack, love the song.
Wow.
It's just awesome.
This place is
Man.
pretty big.
Haven't enjoyed the city life in a while.
All around
got a
it's
cable car.
great.
I'd like to see where
And
it
Shadow
leads.
Sai is fucking beautiful, so that's a bonus.
God, I love her. The gown she has, that 1920s kind of flapper hat, the tattoos, the gun. It's just, she's
I
just
love the
perfect, man.
dominance that she has too.
Yes, I
Definitely.
love
So
that. Yeah, that control she has over the palace.
Yeah.
It's
Just need to pull in
I
somewhere
love
cool.
that she feels like this is my
Any
world.
chance,
You're going to
sleeping
live
in
in
a
my
nice
world by
room
my
tonight?
rules. And that's
Yes, I'm
something that
certain we can
in
secure
regular side doesn't
suitable
have, so it's
accommodations
great. It's
nearby.
so cool to see that being portrayed in Shadow Side. I love that.
I can agree to that, cause like you rarely see that type of shit. Like she literally had it and was running it, and you were playing by her rules to get
Yeah,
through.
because
Whereas,
that was most of her insecurity. That she wanted to strive in the male-dominated, society and workplace. So to see her confidence
They've got
in that
company
palace
outside the
was
city.
so great because you know that that's
Might be
what
worth investing
she
in a
wants
few
to be.
servings in the event our pantry
This really
runs
confident
bare.
woman
I'll put it
striving
on
in
the
this
list.
society. So it's really, really cool to see that. I loved it.
I feel you.
One hell of a crowd.
This must be the main thoroughfare. She's at the Laville. Let's go.
Can you believe this crowd? I mean, it's like this all the way to the market.
Yeah, I think that just about does it for the review. What would you guys score it as out of 10?
We're not gonna talk about Shido's palace.
First of all, fuck Sheeta.
I mean, we've kind of already discussed Shido as far as, who he is. I mean, he's just a backstabbing asshole who's willing to do anything in order to get to the top,
Nigga was on a fucking lion that became a flying lion. Then nigga took off his coat. Then nigga went Super Saiyan. Then nigga went Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah, I mean, it just felt like a traditional JRPG boss fight. Nothing exactly, that we haven't seen before, but I mean, it was still enjoyable, especially for the fact that that was the first time we heard Rivers in the Desert.
My head just started throbbing. You all right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think
No, I
what
thought-
was irritating about her palace is like, the whole mice thing and shit was frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, Shido's okay, but I don't consider him being, a great villain. That's only because you just see him doing the same shit over and over again. He gets in cahoots with someone, then he's like, okay, you know what? I can't use you anymore, so I'm just gonna kill you off. And he just does that all throughout the game. So it's like, the fact that he has no variety as a character, that's kind of why I'm like, there's no point in really talking about him.
I feel you.
I
Yeah.
feel like, honestly, Akechi was really, the evil force in the game anyway, so
Shakes, your brain
when
aches.
he's really the one that drove the
seismic
story,
shock to
even
the
if it was like behind the scenes until you actually realize, he's. So, I guess in a way he's definitely a lot more interesting than Shido himself.
Yeah, I mean, Yaldabaoth was the true
Look at you
evil
guys
force behind
holding your own
everything,
up there.
even, the way that he
Fuck
took
yeah.
over the Velvet Room and the way he trapped the
things
real
considered.
Igor.
You guys are sitting here,
and
right?
that, so.
That's the plan.
First of all, fuck Iris.
Time we have
Okay. Fuck that bitch. Just throw the whole bitch away. Throw her away. I don't want to see her. Damn it.
We gotta get you some help through
Jared
this
and
hate.
Talcott.
No.
Is it good
What
to
she
see you?
needs
When's
is
Marcus?
some tutoring on how
Yours is
to
safe with
fucking
me.
work what she has. That's what she needs.
Please excuse my
Okay.
grandson.
You gonna teach her?
He has
Yeah,
yet to
damn
learn
right
his
I'm a
manners.
teacher. Shit. If she wants to wear a skirt like that, she better know how to
Your
strut in
Highness
it.
is
I'm
very
sick of it.
kind. But we shall
Oh my
There you go.
god.
The audacity.
Very good night
And she
to
has like
you.
Makoto's
You got-
hairstyle, that makes it fucking worse. Oh my god, just.
I was about to say, yeah, she do got Makoto's hairstyle too. It's like the
God
love
damn
child
it.
right there.
Now I hate her more.
They're made for each other.
God damn it.
This is
Gladio.
Makoto's daughter.
Gladio, what are you doing? Seriously, check your sister, man.
What's it like inside the Crown City?
Be funny if Makoto came from another game, and the children she had, you know, was Iris. Yeah, and Gladio.
The Empire had tactical targets in mind.
You know, if there's anything else, you can ask me.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay.
What the fuck?
What?
So, about Lady Lunafreya.
You're not gonna, you know, get on Tifa from Final Fantasy VII with the way she was dressed?
Right away, but at least it means she's okay.
See, it's different though.
Here. Thanks.
And what
Yeah,
way?
you played Final Fantasy VII. You can't talk shit about it.
You can't.
You can't.
It's not about what you wear. Like Judy said, it's about being able to work in what you're wearing. If you're gonna be wearing something like that, knowing that Noctis is gonna be around, if you're gonna be skimpy, be skimpy. But you know, she's, you know, dressing like that, but then also trying to be somewhat prude at the same time, showing that she's got class a little bit. Like, but it's like, nah, if you're gonna be a hoe, be a hoe. You know.
Like, she doesn't know what she wants to be.
And you know what the worst part is? She had the balls to ask Noctis on a date, you feel me? Like, low-key, even though Noctis is a fucking dense idiot, but it's a date. You know, she could have taken advantage of that shit, fam. That's what irks me the most. She has the confidence, obviously.
Yeah, it's like, look at them right now. They're just sitting on the bed, chopping it up, laughing, and, you know, she's sitting there right next to us. Like, she's got him right on the fucking bed.
Yeah, like, she's comfortable with my mans, but she won't make a move on him? What is wrong with you? Damn.
Oh my.
Like, that irks me, man. She was 1 inch away from taking his virginity away. Come on.
My god.
Dude, come on. She could have done herself a favor, too. She could have lost hers while she's at it. What is she doing? Oh my god, just throw her away. Throw her away, just... What's the point, man? Seriously.
You gotta stop getting so worked up about this.
It just irks me. You know, she has a lot of things going for her, but she didn't make the ultimate move. Look at my Ignis being happy. Just what a blessed image.
Boy looking like, yeah, I'm his dad.
He really does look like that, though.
Yeah, he do though.
Meanwhile, Noctis looking like he's posing as a Tekken character. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Sasuke, there stop.
Prompto, my little ball of sunshine.
You gotta love him. You can't love him. I mean, you have to love him.
Seriously. How probably every thirsty girl looks like Gladio.
Man, fuck yeah. Be like, hi there.
Shit, it's probably how it is.
Shit.
Look at him, just that jawline, that hair, perfect, perfect.
Oh my god. In the
Gladio
sunset
over here
too.
posing like a Barbie doll. What the fuck? What is this? He looking like a damn tourist. And I don't know what the fuck.
It will forever fucking. What the hell?
Fucking Noctis in his awkward self. I can hear the awkwardness from here.
Oh my god.
Morning, sleepyhead.
I love Noctis. Morning. So cute.
I couldn't think of a better way to end this stream.
They want to see the sights. We should too.
I absolutely hate you. I just want to let you know. Oh god, just...
Sure. Why not?
It was perfect timing. Come on, man.
It really was.
I actually hate that it's perfect. That's what I mostly hate.
And please take care.
You know, Noctis with that Sasuke here.
Okay, alright, so we're gonna pretend like my mans couldn't get a map and explore himself.
For our first stop, we'll check out the marketplace.
You know what the funny thing is? Like, Noctis got that Sasuke haircut, and Iris has the Makoto haircut. They got that whole ass.
Just don't make this any worse for me, man. Seriously, this is already aggravating.
It's even more beautiful out here at night.
Oh.
Look at her. Look at her strutting like she has all this high confidence in the world, but she don't do shit with it. What the? Smack yourself. Correct yourself. Just look at her. That's walking like she's the shit. And then Noctis over here following her, probably wondering what's under her skirt.
Market. You can get almost anything.
What the fuck is wrong?
Isn't it great?
You're not gonna pretend
I'd
that's
buy
not
out
what
the
he's
whole
thinking.
place if I could.
She's young, bruh.
All these shops seem right up your alley.
You know me so well.
She's young and innocent.
She ain't innocent.
No.
She's like, you know, few feet.
She knows exactly what she wants, but she ain't got the balls to act on it.
Look at all this neat
Seriously,
stuff.
she's dropping hints every time she shows them somewhere.
Give me just a
You can
second.
buy anything here. You know what? You can buy Noctis.
Next, we're gonna see the power plant.
Oh my god.
No, you know me so well. It's like not well enough.
Honestly.
Ugh.
Like, dude, you had the whole prince to yourself for a whole day. And you did nothing with that prince.
And Gladio even tries to get them together.
Dude, like,
Yeah.
if I had the balls to ask Ignis out, you truly think that man wouldn't end up shirtless by the end of that day? Are you kidding? No. I would
Watch
back
him
him
be
into an
like-
alley and make out with him forever.
Whoa.
I could say worse things. I stuck to making out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man, Iris, you could at least give him a kiss on the cheek, man. That would have been nice. Or, you know, 2 cheeks.
Feel like, you know, be careful. Let me get that kiss, like, peck. Peck.
You know, just the stuffed animal she gives him, like, you could have done so much with that stuffed animal. You know, you
Oh
could
my-
have said some dirty shit like, you could stuff me too, Noctis. Make me your Thanksgiving dinner. Something, you know, just would have been nice.
Oh,
I'd like some of your homemade cranberry sauce.
Thank you. See? Thank you.
That's the power plant.
Yeah, you know what
Driving
type of
force
cranberry
behind
sauce I'm
Lasalle's
looking
prosperity.
fucking for.
Like, let us give thanks
But
in
get
the most
this.
intimate of ways.
Only women work there. As a matter of fact, women are the ones who do all the work in this town.
The fuck?
Sounds like your kind of place. I can see you doing well here.
Yeah, she
so
see,
too.
she could have said, you know what,
It's so
Noctis, I can
different
give
from
you all
home.
this
I was
work.
surprised at first, but I like it. All right. Next, we're going to the Outlook.
You need to stop.
Dude, she's low-key flirting with him the whole time. It's so
She
obvious.
really is. No,
Just the title of the mission, A Stroll for Two. Are you kidding me?
And
That
then you
sounds like
look
a-
and see how she slowly stepped up closer to her, and then she backed right off.
Yeah.
She's like, do I want to? No, I don't want to. Like, no. She's young still.
No, she's okay. She's young, but she knows exactly what she's doing. She ain't
Right.
retarded. She has Gladio as an older
I'm a
brother.
city
She
girl,
definitely
but
knows what she's doing.
I dig the rest
She just didn't
of
go
the
for
charm.
it.
Well,
Like, how you have the balls to ask him out, but then, you know, be scared and be thinking like, oh yeah, Gladio might find out. Then why'd you do all this? Why?
You fucked up. You played yourself.
Exactly. She definitely played herself.
You gotta wonder how if she would have done the same thing with Noctis later during at the final chapter, because they were talking about, oh, you know, she grew up and became like this overly great monster hunter like brother or some shit. And I'm like,
Okay, that wouldn't have even worked out anyway, because Noctis was already so focused on his kingdom, he wouldn't have given Iris 2 shits anyway. Think about it.
damn.
Either way, it's a lose-lose. This was a perfect chance, and she failed.
Failed.
And everything would have actually changed for the better, because she would have taken him away from Luna Freya. he never would have went off to get married, and we never would have got Chapter 9 and everything that happened after that.
Exactly. Not even Luna would have died.
Yeah, that's true. You was trying.
Yeah, she would have just continued being the Oracle like she was doing before, and everything would have been cool.
Would I?
You know, let's be royal friends and shit. But yeah, you know, I'm gonna mess with her.
Thank you.
And, you know, they could have just slowly worked on rebuilding the Crown City, and of course Noctis would have become king, and Iris could have been queen.
And you know, she could have been impregnated with his seed, but no.
All the damn possibilities.
Ah, my goodness. Impregnated with his seed.
Of course.
Oh man, they're a good looking fucking couple. You look at them together, way better than him and Luna Freya.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right. They
Him and
all
Luna just
black.
felt so. Him and Luna just felt so awkward.
Or Iris just looks perfect with him, especially with that all black.
It's like Iris really could have shown him, you know, how to just be more social. Feel me? Like I feel like she could have taught him a lot of things, but it never happened.
A lot of
Because
things.
Luna was an Oracle, but we're not gonna sit here and say she was like, oh yeah, a social person. She was only out with people because it was her duty to do that.
She was Makoto.
Yeah, but she was an awkward shit too. So where would that have gone?
Damn.
You know, and Iris was like a world person. Like, she didn't mind going out there
view,
to
right?
and just
Look,
be herself.
There's the meteor.
You right. They're just
And
right.
she chose this perfect spot with this perfect scenery to do nothing. Damn it.
If it were, your brother would kick my ass.
Bitch, you knew exactly what you were doing. It was a date.
We better keep it quiet then.
Oh my god.
Besides, you already have Lady Luna Freya.
This is like a date.
The others
See?
are probably
We
back
better
at the
keep it
hotel by
quiet.
now. Let's join them.
Your brother would kick my ass.
You said you lived there. Damn it.
God damn. Ah shit.
And y'all was staying in a hotel for one day. You could have done so much in one day.
You can literally see her just going like, damn, I really fucked up, didn't I?
Yeah, she's clueless, man. Because what you gotta recognize is that with the dude like Noctis, you have to take initiative as the female because he's not gonna know what the fuck to do.
And if she continues waiting on him, he ain't never gonna make a move. The boy is dense as shit. Probably don't even know how to tie his own boots.
Exactly.
You know,
it's like the only reason that he's marrying Luna Freya is because of a political marriage.
Political reason. Yeah.
Yeah, and also because he has such, you know, endearment for Luna, so it's not like he's arguing against it. It's like, okay, yeah, it's Luna, fuck it, let's do this. Like, but he's not thinking that much more ahead of it. Like, well, am I gonna love her?
Yeah, he's not gonna fuck.
No, he's just going with the flow. That's what he does. He needs someone to take command, and Iris could have actually done that, and she did, but she finished it off in just like the worst way possible. Like,
We haven't had fun like this since we were
you know
kids.
what?
Thanks,
I
Nox.
wish I would have had your balls when I was a teenager, man. I would have gone far. But no.
Oh my goodness.
Sweat. I had fun too.
You did? I'm so happy to hear that. Anyway, the thing I bought today,
Of course you did.
it's for you. But it's a surprise.
Agree
so
with
you're
you.
gonna have to wait.
Hey, look who's back. Talcott, go on and tell him what you told me.
You got it.
Oh, come now, show some respect.
Whoa, no need to respect me. I'm not royalty.
It's that stuff woo to let you
There's
get out of
this
shit,
legend about a
right?
sword, and the sword's supposed to be behind a waterfall nearby.
It may well be one of the lost tombs.
Damn, Ignis,
Check
I
it
see
out.
you looking all handsome
Sure.
over there and shit.
Thanks for the tip,
Be like,
Talcott.
you know, over here in my suit and shit.
Alright, people, this is where we're gonna go ahead and end the stream for tonight. Man, we actually got 3 hours into that.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like 3 hours.
Yeah, it didn't
Time
at all.
flies. Time flies when you're talking about something interesting.
Very true.
Indeed. And the fact that you finally finished Persona 5 after 84 years.
You really have to keep going back, get over this. Let this go. Shit.
No.
It's dead.
No, it's not. You just beat the game like, what, 2 days ago? How is it dead already?
You know what? Like, you literally can't let shit lie and let this die out. No, I gotta resurrect it.
You resurrect a lot of shit that shouldn't even be brought back from the grave, but here you are, fucking necromancer.
You know what?
Go away.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Of course, I want to thank those who showed up. Thanks for checking us out. We probably be streaming tomorrow. I know me and Jay are gonna go to GameStop and hang out for a little bit, but yeah, we should be back to stream sometime tomorrow night. Whose turn is it?
Who went before you? Did I go before you?
I'm pretty sure you did.
I think the last thing I streamed was Bloodborne.
Yeah, you streamed Bloodborne.
So it's Brian's turn.
Yeah, I'll see if I can come up with something.
Hopefully the stream will work this time, but yeah.
I don't know.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, if he doesn't work, I can always stream.
Let's just hope it works. Cause if it doesn't, I don't know what to take. Cause I don't know what the fuck is going on, but well, I do, but yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. We prolonged enough. We've wasted all y'all's time enough. You know, we got 3 hours into this. It's late as fuck. I kind of am about to get drowsy and fall asleep on my bed. So we shall catch you later tomorrow. Well, no, today. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is today. So yeah, y'all get out, go sleep, go do whatever you're gonna do.
I can't take you. Just say goodnight and go.
Alright, y'all have a good night. We're gonna get out of here. See ya.
Alright, peace out, y'all.
I ain't do shit.